Michael, Shawn, and the TakeOver Legends, where nothing's off limits. Free Agent Radio.
Yeah, Michael, Shawn, and the TakeOver Legends. We are in the building, and today is what? Wednesday?
Wednesday, yeah.
All right, we done made hump day.
Hump day Wednesday.
We done made hump day. Good morning.
Woman Crush Wednesday.
Woman Crush Wednesday. Dirty man.
Okay, what y'all talk about? Woman Crush Wednesdays. Focus.
Not Black Panthers, but black vaginas. Right there. Go ahead, Cam. Put it up.
Focus.
Fist up.
Focus.
Woman Crush.
Women Crush Wednesdays for DJ Cam. DJ Cam has Woman Crush Wednesdays.
Right, ladies. I ain't gonna forget about you with all this stuff going on.
About to start putting stuff for Woman Crush Wednesdays just to get my thing popping. I'm about to put my whole family, all my daughters, all my fiance, everybody's about to be on Woman Crush Wednesdays while Cam has bad hoes on his. Damn, Cam just putting, he ain't putting nothing.
They all gonna have black on.
They all gonna have black on. Man, listen. Nah. All right. Good morning, Jay Black.
Morning. Happy hump day.
How's my mic sound?
Mic sound nice. It sound good.
All right. Good morning, DJ Cam, Ghetto Celeb number 1. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Okay. All right. Anybody on my Instagram live at Mike Shawn Comedy, download at Free Agent Radio. For the audio, download Media Room 360. I'm going to keep saying this until we take over the entire world. I'm manifesting this. Everybody on my IG live, I'm going to say it one more time. Download at Free Agent Radio. I don't have to say at, but Free Agent Radio, download that. It's free. Media Room 360, it's free.
It's free.
I want y'all to see my brothers that I do this show with. I'm going to try and bring Jay Black in early in the game. Jay Blizzy, Jay Black, I'm going to bring you in here. And then after that, I'm going to send an invitation to DJ Cam, Ghetto Celeb, number 1. All right, Jay Black's on here.
I'm here. Mike's down. I'm here.
And then I'm going to try and get DJ Cam on here. And then we are going to go all the way in on the disgust in my heart right now. That is just heavy on my heart. Okay, so Cam, let's see if you can make it happen and get on there.
Come on, Cam.
And it may not be your phone if you can. It might be my phone.
There
we go, man.
God is good.
Black power.
God is good. God.
Look at the uniform, people. Look at the uniform. It's not an accident.
It's all black today. It's all black everything because God is good, you mother. Okay. All right. Let's start with let's take it light a little bit with Redman and Method Man last night on the Versus. I had a writers meeting. Good morning, Kathy. Good morning.
Morning.
I had a writers meeting last night, so I was able to listen to it in my car.
Said feedback on your IG live, so everybody make sure your volume's down. He said they're getting feedback.
Cool.
Good look, Unc.
All right, turn it down as much as I can. There's no.
Izzo.
What's good, gentlemen? All right, so if there's any more feedback, let us know. Put us in the comments or put the comments over there in the IG live. So yesterday I had a writers meeting, so I had to drive, and I was listening to Red and Meth, and I was so jealous because I couldn't watch it. I was driving, I was jealous, and we did not know one of our friends to the show, Do It All.
Yeah.
From the historic hip hop group Lords of the Underground. We're gonna get Super Shine and go on there and rock out. Shout to Red Man. It's some good dudes out there. It's some good people out there. I shouldn't say just dudes. It's some good people out there who reach back and understand hip hop. And they went on there. I don't know what the height went to, but I know I had predicted 150.
Okay. It exceeded 150.
What did it exceed to? Where'd it go, Jay? Where'd it go?
Close to 200.
When I saw it, I got the height at 181, but I'm sure that was just strictly IG Live.
That was all IG Live. It wasn't Tidal.
It wasn't
Apple.
Thriller.
I think it's Triller.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was Triller and all that. So they did good numbers. They had EPMD, legendary hip hop group EPMD came out.
And K Solo. Headbangers, what he did.
And K Solo came out. You young people out there don't even know the headbanger, the headbanger, the headbanger, the headbanger, the headbanger, the headbanger. Oh my goodness.
That felt good. It was Eric and Parrish making dollars. It was both. I was like, all right, they still cool. That's good.
And with Scratch, because they had
with DJ,
they had major beef with DJ Scratch. Their former
yes. Can we please? Can somebody please reach out to DJ Scratch? Keith Murray came out. What?
Yeah, it's the most beautifulest thing. Yeah,
the most beautifulest thing in this world is just like that.
Queen Born, good morning, Queen Born.
Queen Born. I promise you. Oh man, when Keith Murray, I had to see highlights when I came home, and I was like, "Yo, they brought Keith Murray out." Listen, shout to North Jersey, shout to Long Island, shout, and born in New York, raised in South Jersey, but please let us respect Staten Island, because when you're at the club in New York City, like it's very rare somebody shouts out Staten Island, even though the woo is the woo.
Yo, when Inspector Duck and RZA came out, that was fire. that was a fire moment. That was fire. God, I felt it.
Oh my God. I was watching the highlights. I was so mad that I had to sit in this writers meeting. I was so mad that I didn't get to be. I love just sitting like basic on my iPhone on the balcony. And I was like, yo, this is nuts that everybody like and shout when Red and Meth came out. Let me tell you why I shout them out. Yesterday was 420.
Yep.
And Red and Meth, and this is no shot. I'm not taking no shots at nobody. Red and Meth literally could have just sat on comfortable chairs and just smoked weed. Them two came to put on a show. Like they came to put on a show. Like what you see now with just dudes walking around the stage. Red and Meth came to rock. Perform.
It was legit. It felt like a concert. It felt like a straight show.
And the funny thing is, if you would have told me 20 years ago that Red and Meth would be in the shape that they're in, physically in shape, like we're ready to go.
Yeah.
They could have just sat there and just puffed blunts the whole entire time. No. Them cats came to put on a show.
Bumping into each other. They was damn there.
What?
Like, they was feeling it. It wasn't winded. Well, I figured they'd be a lot winded.
No. These guys were bat, trying to act like they didn't know what DJ Scratch was gonna play, and maybe they didn't. Them guys was bat. What?
They were doing verses off of R&B songs that they were on remixes. That was dope.
I figured you'd appreciate that as a DJ, Cam, when they threw back the original and then brought it full circle.
That was hot.
Cam, they did songs in the beginning that I was sitting there because I didn't leave yet. I was sitting there going like, wow, they're playing that song. They're doing that. How do they know the lyrics to that song? These are joints that I had on a cassette verging into a CD. And I was like, yo, I cannot believe. And then I had to shut it down and start doing my little writer thing for this meeting I went to. And then I caught highlights, and shout to YouTube. Thank you so much for for me to catch the highlights like ESPN. Shout to being able to Google and get the highlights, and then being able to go to being able to go to another site and be like, oh. I said, goodness, it made me feel so good. Oh man. Can we really acknowledge what Timberland, what Swiss Beats and Tim created during a pandemic? Can we really just say thank? No, we went from the Isley Brothers and Earth, Wind and Fire to Red and Meth.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh my God.
They cover it all. It's covered it all.
Yeah. Oh my God. It was, and let me tell you, when I was watching this, the mood that I was in was so somber.
Yeah.
The mood that I was in was so somber. If you're watching this on my IG Live, go download Free Agent Radio for the audio, Media Room 360. It's very simple. They're absolutely free. Just download it so you can hear everything, even though I know I got Cam and J Black on there now. Shawnee Scott running everything. That was the most amazing. Oh my God. Like God only knew how much we needed
that. Yeah, that's one of the comments said. Who knew I needed this concert right now? Who knew I needed that? It felt good.
Wow.
Oh, and I'm literally just trying to chill. Let's just absorb the verses, because when we get into what we have to get into, the venom in my heart ain't even right now.
So we're staying positive right now. We're gonna come full circle with that.
Who do you think they didn't have because they had everybody they could. They had everybody they could. They had and let me tell you something. I think Meth. This is why I don't do a top 5 in rappers. This is why I can't do a top 5 in rappers, because literally I can, like I've said this before, I can name 30 rappers that should be in the top 5.
Meth won't be in your top 5 though. Yeah, Meth, and he's dope, but he wouldn't be in your
and
top
guess
5.
What? I will put Redman in your face.
Not in your top 5 though, but yeah, Redman is hot.
Go ahead, name your top 5, and I'll tell you somebody who will be right with them.
No, Mike, you can't.
Go ahead, name your top 5.
You can't put Redman. I mean,
you gotta be kidding
me.
Fire. You are bugging.
Oh, Shawnee says
if
Mary
they would
J.
Abort, let me tell you something.
Mary J.
If they would have bought Mary J. Blige out, thank you, Shawnee Scott. My eyes would have watered.
They'd have blew up the internet.
Yeah.
If they would have bought Mary out, my eyes would have watered. But if you think that Redman can't F with top 5 rappers, I will tell you that rappers will tell you you're bugging. I will tell you that rappers will tell you you're bugging. Redman at this point right now, will F up a gang of rappers right now. Simple. It won't even be a discussion.
Top 5 that's not Redman. It can't be Redman, because after you get through the Jay-Z, Biggie, Nas, and Pac, that's always going to be your top 4 in whatever order, right?
Cam, what's the song?
Oh, tonight's night.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Oh, Redman.
Oh my God.
Right. Tonight's the night.
What?
Yeah, that was fire.
Red is a
it is how he
is a beef.
Don't get caught up in the lyric part. Like, it's how he presents it.
Shiny
it's not
got
even how it, you understand every single word that comes out of Red's mouth and Meth. What Jay say?
No, Shiny had jokes. Good morning, Jacqueline and Queensborn. She said
beaten path.
She said in her top 5, we got to put Silk the Shocker in the top 5.
Man, no disrespect, but y'all gonna stop.
So wait.
It ain't my fault.
We gotta mention it, Jay. So I saw this thing with Mad Skills on
Drink Champs.
Drink Champs, when he did name rappers that would never be in your top 5. He said he started this in a barbershop once, and he brought it to the Drink Champs. You know, everybody played politically correct. They didn't want
Master
to
P.
Hilarious. Look at that. Well, me and Jay both said Silk the Shocker like almost instantly
at the same time.
And What's It Called started out with that. Mad Skills started out with that. Then Shawnee pops that up. I think his name's been said more in the last week than it has been in the last 10 years.
Dog, I'm not saying you're not dope. I'm not saying you're not dope. I'm not saying you didn't make great songs. Juvenile. Technically, everybody except Lil Wayne.
Wait, not BG? BG?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Big Thomas?
I'm talking about lyrics. I'm talking about lyrics.
Manny
talking about top five.
Fresh. Manny Fresh. Okay.
Manny Fresh, he gonna be in there.
Somebody who won't be in my top 5.
Baby.
Rappers. Who is the dude? I can't believe I'm brain dead this early in the morning. Rappers that won't be in my top 5.
Busta wouldn't be in my top 5, and Busta was dope. Busta couldn't be. He can't. Be
No.
in the top 5.
But see, you're wrong about that because Busta got lyrics for real. If you break down and you Google those words, Busta got lyrics.
Top 5 though, Mike.
I'm telling you, if you do the qualifications of a top 5.
Good morning, Stacy. Go ahead.
If you do a qualifications of the top 5, Busta got lyrics. Now listen, we're not gonna put him with Nas, but there's another one. Who is the? Oh my God, I can't believe I'm brain dead from Miami.
Trick Daddy.
Luke. Yes, he's never in my top 5. Trina's never in my top 5.
Take it to the house. Take it to the house. You ain't gonna take it to the house. Trick Daddy.
Top 5.
Take it to the house.
Trick Daddy's never in my top 5.
You know now.
No, and I'm not disrespecting. No, let's be clear.
That was no nah. Was that JT? That was JT, wasn't it? That was Trick Daddy. Okay.
No, I'm not saying those weren't dope songs. I'm not saying them songs didn't pop off. I'm just saying lyrically. I'm just saying, and I think they would admit it themselves. But Redman can spit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
With anybody. Redman can, and no, I'm not caught up anymore. I've been saying this since way back.
He's wild.
You caught up.
No, you Philly. That's what it is. You
exactly.
Philly.
No, Redman is hot. He's fire. I just don't.
Dog, lyrically, you don't listen to the lyrics, Jay. You don't listen to the lyrics.
I guess
you get caught up.
The world don't. Anytime you hear somebody top 5,
wait a second. What do you mean the world don't?
You don't hear Redman's name in the top 5. As far as he is,
I'm saying, the top 5 is all political. The top 5 people have to put.
Easy to say the J's and the Biggies and the Nas. It's easy to say that.
Technically, I don't think Tupac's in my top. Tupac is not in my top 5.
Super, what up?
What up, Super? You can say.
Right,
Must qualifies as thank you. Lyrics, albums, impact on hip hop culture, creativity. You can say his name with Nas and Jay. I don't put. I don't just like if you want my true top 5. I do not put. And I think Tupac is in my top 10. He doesn't make my top 5. And Tupac is dope. And when we get one of our guests, Fearless, he might break me down because this man teaches a class on Tupac at Temple University.
Which I didn't even know was a thing to teach a class. Yeah, we're gonna
He's not the only one. There are other professors that teach classes on hip hop because how impactful hip hop has been on the culture.
I see on your IG Live, 215 said JJ Fad.
Yeah, we don't even count. We don't even count JJ Fad. We don't count Hammer.
Count.
Get mad if you want. We don't count. We don't count Hammer.
Hammer, not he would never be in your top 5.
No.
Hammer, shut the fuck up.
Hammer, you ain't hitting on the top 5. What you gonna do about that?
No, the new cats. Kendrick Lamar is top 5.
Everybody can't be top 5, Mike, though. That's the problem.
Because there is no top 5. It's all subjective. It's supposed to be called your favorite rappers. Your top 5 favorite rappers. It is impossible to make a top 5. It makes no damn sense.
Yeah.
Because lyrically, Kendrick's on the same level as Jay-Z. Lyrically.
Oh, here we go.
You don't listen. You don't listen.
I'm glad you hesitated and paused before you said it.
No, there's no pause. Eminem is in the top 5. None of y'all wanted No Smoke.
I can see him.
Kendrick Lamar is on Eminem's level. Kendrick Lamar, you listen to his albums, you will be like, God.
Ghostface. Good one, Jacqueline. She said Ghostface. But he'll never be in your top 5. As dope as he is, You never say Ghostface is in your top 5.
But see, Jay Black, this is what you're not getting from what I'm saying. It's not that it's your favorite top 5. Rakim, Kendrick Lamar, Biggie Smalls, Nas. Then you have to bring up Tupac, and then you have to bring up Big Daddy Kane, and then you have to bring up LL Cool J, and then you have to bring up. Then you have to bring up.
No one has ever said LL in the top 5.
But this is what I'm saying. There's no room in the top 5 when you have people who moved the culture.
Cool G Rap.
Cool G Rap. Listen, y'all gonna shoot me. Y'all gonna get mad at me. Nas is nothing but Cool G Rap without the lisp.
Hilarious. There's a lot of truth to that.
I can see that. I can see that.
There are mad people who could be in the top 5. They are like crazy amount of, and I'm not even going to mention people that you guys won't even acknowledge, because Melly Mel and Kumo D created something that they were doing that there was no blueprint.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Scratch there yesterday. DJ Scratch mentioned that Meth was the only rapper that got joints with Pac, Big, and DMX. Some of the greatest that have gone. Method Man is the only rapper that got songs with all 3 of them.
And now you listen to DMX lyrics. Now, when you listen to DMX's lyrics now, not the tracks that are super fire. Now, when you listen to DMX's lyrics, they are so honest and they are literally telling you what he's going through. That's a lyricist.
Open book.
They said Ludacris, he'll never be in top 5, and he's dope. That's a good one.
This is what I'm saying. Oh, how about this? How about this, Jay Black, since you brought that up? Ludacris and Redman are the same dude. They're the same dude. They spit fire, but because we like them and they were like our buddy, when we listened to their music, they were like our buddy. Like, I love these two. They will never be mentioned, but guess what? If somebody says it, they check all the boxes.
But they can never be top 5.
No, it's not. They never can be. There's no such thing as never can be.
Right,
it's your favorite rapper. Your favorite rapper, dog.
Yeah.
You're not. You sound like the Oscars and the Grammys.
Yeah.
Your favorite rapper. What didn't Luda do?
No, Chris is like he did everything. He had the metaphor. He still got the punchlines. He still got the. Yeah,
bro, I can tell you right now. We can put a track on right now and put Luda and Redman on it, and they will murder people. Black Thought. Nobody says Black Thought. Tell me who's messing with him. Who's messing with him?
Short list on that one.
Black Thought. Black Thought is the type of lyrics that should be in a college course for people who are writers. It should be in a college course to watch how he breaks down words. And how his similes and metaphors, his dog, it's mesmerizing. A true top 5 should be at least one from each era. But see, you can't. My thing is like,
because like you said, Big and Jay is from the same era, so you can't.
Yeah, but why can't you do one from each era?
Just pick one.
You can't over Big or Jay. You can't. No.
Yeah. Why can't you? Why can't you?
Wait. You think if we take away record sales, you think?
Here we go.
You think Jay and Biggie, you think Black Thought couldn't spit on their level and not higher? See, you're not listening. You're caught up in that radio world. You have not broke down what Black Thought says on a mother song.
Black Thought is the hottest rapper coming out of Philly, and I don't even hear Philly cats rep that.
I can give you that.
Yeah,
and he will rock with it. And don't nobody want no smoke. If I'm saying this, just put a beat. Just put a beat. I mean a regular boom, back, boom, ba boom, back, boom, back, boom, ba boom, back. I don't want no crazy producers.
What up? Boom, I mean,
back, boom, ba boom, back, and then just rock and just let him do it.
Black Thought, no. Out of Philly, yeah. I'm sitting there thinking who was doper
in the world, dog. This man is world traveled.
Don't even waste your time. Nobody. Who?
Everybody can't be in your personal top 5. Even going by what you're saying, everybody cannot be in your top 5.
Not your it is your favorite top 5 rappers. Somebody can sit up here and say their number 1 rapper is Slick Rick, and I can't say nothing.
They can say Will Smith.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you hear
Not Will Smith? Fresh Prince. Fresh
Wait,
Prince is
Did you hear Fresh Prince in live
Fresh
concert?
Prince is different. Fresh Prince is different.
Will Smith.
than
Yeah.
Will Smith.
It's different guys.
Good point. Because Brand New Funk is fire. I can rap Brand New Funk right now. Like, yeah, that was my ish back then. He had a lot of joints though. Fresh Prince was popping.
Mm-hmm.
But to say top 5 is where I'm just like, I don't never hear these names.
Because your
I don't never
commercial
hear.
top 5, all you're doing is regurgitating all the top 5s. All you do is regurgitate all the top 5s. That's all. That's it.
I never
same
heard
top
you.
5.
I never heard you put a Black Thought in. I never heard you say, okay, I know you say KRS-One, but I never heard you go outside the norm.
I said this to Do It All when we interviewed him. I brought up Black Thought. Nobody brings up KRS-One. Ain't nobody playing with KRS-One. I'm the one who said Chuck D was the most underrated rapper ever. And if you listen to Chuck D's lyrics right now, Chuck D predicted half of this stuff.
And no one ever says Chuck D is in their top 5.
They say Public Enemy, Jay Electronica, dope.
Jay Electronica, yeah. Oh man.
Most Def. If I'd let you hear Most Def, dope. Talib Kweli.
Talib.
Yeah,
there is no such thing as there's no such thing as top 5 NBA players. Will Chamberlain scored 100 points. Will Chamberlain was averaging 50, and they don't put him in the top 5 right now. It's all subjective. Yeah. It's all subjective. People will tell you Dr. J in the ABA. Dr. J made history in the NBA. He wasn't even in his prime.
Yeah. Very true.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
So Redman is in your top 5? Let's make
No, I'm saying Redman. No. I'm saying, once again, I'm proving my point. It's subjective.
Yeah. And to each his own.
There will be people who will try and put Snoop Dogg in the top 5.
Get out of here. Yeah, he's another dope one that will never be in your top 5.
Yeah, but then when you hear Deep Cover, you're like, oh.
Yeah. You're like,
And then you slow back. then you fall back wait a second, what? And then when you hear Gin and Juice and that song comes on, you go like, what, huh? Y'all can't judge just the way y'all try and judge everything else.
Just to confirm, it is Jay-Z and Biggie, right? That is your 1 and 2 of all that shit. You
go with that.
Nas is my number 1 rapper.
Oh, Nas is your number 1. Oh, it's interesting. No, I can't even.
No, you asking my favorite? I'll take KRS-One.
Wait, is it a favorite or a top? Like
because if you're sitting there,
it's different. Yeah,
this is why I'm saying it's impossible. We can sit up here and name 10 rappers off the muscle who should be in the top 5. We can name these rappers. Somebody's gonna be left out.
Change the whole landscape of hip hop.
So you're telling me Rakim shouldn't be in the top 5?
He could be absolutely in someone's top 5.
Big Daddy Kane shouldn't be in the top 5.
Oh, I don't think Kane.
You're bugging. You're bugging.
Kane is dope. He's a smooth operator and all, but I don't know.
Listen to Wrath of Kane. Listen to Wrath of Kane.
Yeah. Wrath of Kane. Yeah. He goes in, but top 5.
How is that? This is crazy. Like, what are you like? One of these kids?
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
one of these kids.
No, I'm definitely
he's ripping all
RAW, a terrorist. Here to bring trouble to you.
Memphis Bleak, stop that, Stacey. Stop with that. Memphis Bleak is hot too. Stop that.
Our Memphis Bleak is hot, but stop.
Stop. He ain't going no top 5.
His boy is hot. That dude he hang out with.
No, if you ask Jay-Z himself, he'll bring Big Daddy Kane up. This culture doesn't even move forward without Big Daddy. Big Daddy Kane and Rakim lyrically changed everything.
I hate the top 5 discussion and love it at the same time. Yeah, get you frustrated, right, Super? Yeah,
because it's not the top 5. There is no such thing as a. Go ahead, Cam.
Melly Mel said that there is not a top 5. There's not 5 great MCs. Period. That's what he said. He said there's not 5 great MCs. Period.
All right.
So how can you even create a top 5?
The Busy Bully. You saying I'm bugging without Kane being. Who's your top 5? Busy Bully. Say it right there on IG. Put your top 5.
No, the
Type
fact that you don't understand that Big Daddy Kane, you don't understand that I'm saying these are people that could be Big Daddy Kane, LL Cool J, Rakim, KRS-One. Listen, we've already top 4. We've already put 4 people in there, and we haven't even touched on Jay-Z, Nas, and Biggie, and Tupac, and Eminem. We haven't even touched them. We just touched Black Thought. Ain't nobody effing with Black Thought.
And here comes Cindy with the females talking about Queen Latifah top 5. Here we go.
And you say Queen Latifah, I say MC Light. Let's go.
I take MC Light over Queen. I take MC Light over Queen.
And they're all dope, but that's what I'm saying. It shouldn't be your top 5. It should be your top 5 favorite rappers, your top 5 favorite actors, your top 5 favorite basketball players or football players, your top 5 comedians. But back to Meth and Red, man.
Dare I say run? He said run.
Let me tell you about Red and Meth, man.
Right,
and I'm gonna say this: Red and Meth. I want everybody in their 40s, 50 maybe.
Nah,
get your ass in shape. And take care of yourself. Those are the way that is the difference between the generation now that we're living in. Because back in the day, when your parents were like 45 or 50, you were like, God, they're done. These 2 dudes put on a performance. I loved it. You're gonna talk about these cats has got to be 45, 46 years old. They're gonna be rocking at 55 the same way. They're gonna be rocking at 55 the same way. Shout to Red and Meth.
Yeah, because when Eric and Parrish came out, I was like, yeah, they not doing the same workout. They're not doing the same workout. But they was hot though. They was fired. That outfit, that all white Tommy Hilfiger, I was like, okay, E. It was fire.
They came out there. Shout to them. That was a beautiful. That he did.
Yeah.
Man, listen, that was a beautiful thing last night. Everybody on my IG Live, don't forget Free Agent Radio, download the app. And Media Room 360, download the app. If you got somebody in your top 5 rappers, y'all can put them in there right now. Because I missed a few of y'all.
Queen Pen.
They got jokes. They just joke.
Queen Pen.
There's no way. Off of Queen Pen and nobody's talking.
Jay just like Jay. First of all, we're not gonna do Queen Pen. And shout to Queen Pen.
She's not going to be nobody top 5. But I guess it could be like, who's that dope rapper that's not like Cam said that won't be in your top 5? That's why I thought the Buster would never. Good morning, Shorty Doo-Wop.
No, Buster, you're bugging because Buster's still killing it. Buster's got an album that he just dropped that was crazy.
Shorty Doo-Wop, she's in the hip hop heavy. Let me hear your top 5, Shorty. Who's your personal top 5? That would be good.
How about this? Somebody could say Lauryn Hill's in a top 5, and everybody be like, "But she only did with the Fugees in one album." Yeah, and she's still. If you ask me, the best female rapper,
it ain't gonna be.
I'm putting Lauryn Hill, and I'm putting Lauryn Hill can spit with any dude.
Yeah,
Mike Doo-Wop said Black Thought.
Yeah, Mike just went off on the tangent on Black Thought being the illest. Yeah, but like a Roxanne Shante, she was dope for her era, but I don't think she's going to be in anyone's top 5. Like that style. Like if we just being honest, like she's more legendary for what she brought to hip hop.
What's her style?
I mean, it's the flow, and it was 80s.
But it wasn't that flow. Roxanne Feel It and
Eve was dope too. Eve was real dope, but she'll never be in your top 5.
She can rhyme off the top. Like a lot of her lyrics weren't written down.
She wrote albums off the top.
As much as we give Biggie and Jay all that credit, she was doing freestyles where you would give her an item and she would freestyle about, something in the room. And literally that's how she did the Roxanne record.
It all goes back to your favorite.
Look, and when your IG says stop Jay Black with the Roxanne, you're right. I guess because she never even wrote her own rhymes. It goes like somebody just said Lil' Kim. Didn't Biggie
Wait a second. Nobody wrote Roxanne Shantae's rhymes.
She had help.
She went off the top of the head The song that put her on the map going against UTFO and Rocks, she just thought that off the top. Look, everybody who puts an opinion out there, this is why I like to
homework.
This is why I like to be right. And shout to Yo-Yo. I like Yo-Yo. This is why I like to be right. This is why I'm good at this. Because my whole point is your favorite top 5. There is no top 5 that you just put on a board. Don't let sports get you where they put Michael Jordan. I can tell you Kareem Abdul-Jabbar did everything Michael Jordan did and better. All the numbers.
Scored more.
I can tell you all the numbers. He has as many championships, as many MVPs. He scored more points. He went to more NBA finals. He had a better college career.
And
but the media and a high school career.
Kareem all 3.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar never played in any level without winning a championship. So my point is your favorite top 5. Don't let people manipulate you and get you scared to say your favorite top 5 rappers, your favorite top 5 singers. You might have Tony Braxton as your top 5. You might have Tony Braxton. Tony Braxton had hits.
Mm-hmm.
That might be your top 5. Don't let all these people bully you into having to put certain people in the top 5.
Exactly. Shout out to Grand Poobah.
Shout out to Master. Shout out to Master Ace.
Another one. Yep. Craig G.
Dope.
Shout out to Craig G. Shout out to the Beat Nuts. Y'all ain't even know. Y'all don't even know these cats.
But they'll never be in your personal top 5, no matter how dope they are.
If you know, how the fuck are you gonna tell me?
You never said the Beat Nuts was in your top 5.
No, you don't know hip hop.
But I'm talking about you, Michael.
In my top 5 groups of all time, they were a group. In my top 5 groups, when I popped the trunk, hit the deck, John Wayne wouldn't even throw the reign of the tech. Head for the border before you get ready. Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
I just never heard you mention the Beat Nuts. In your top.
Because I'm
you
deep.
Like Naughty by Nature or the Beat Nuts. Like you didn't have these groups that you was like, and really Naughty is really just stretched.
Dog. Okay, so then Mobb Deep, the Beat Nuts, dog, they're groups that I'm like Black Sheep. I think Black Sheep is one of my top 5 groups
of all time.
So you tell me right now.
The Black Sheep, Mike.
Engine, number 9.
That's one
on the New York traffic line.
Super classic. Super classic.
That whole album was classic.
Whole album. Jay probably never even heard the whole album.
He never even heard the whole album. He was too busy being on radio.
I did.
It's about the singing.
I heard you got the fever for the flavor. I heard you got the fever for the flavor. Yep. I heard you. Shut your ass up. Like, no, you don't want to play with me right now. You don't want to play with me right now.
No, let's
Jungle. How about the Jungle Brothers? The Jungle Brothers would be in my top 5.
No, they definitely ain't in mine.
Jumbrowski. Cool. That's what it is. Word up. Gotta get it into you. Girl, I house you. Girl, and I got it like that. How about this? Dancing on the dance floor. Girl, it's you that I ignore. Step on stage and scream for more. Africa got rhymes galore. Baby, baby. I know I drive you crazy. I want to do you. Do. Oh, girl, you look fine. Do. I want to do you. A lot of y'all don't even know this. Go Google the Jungle Brothers on my IG Live.
Yeah. Shout out to Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah.
So a group, Arrested Development. Don't play with me. And you're going to say, oh, Arrested Development. Arrested Development was so hot that MTV gave them an unplugged.
But top 5 groups?
Dog, Brand Nubians.
Damn, my top 5. EPMD.
Now I can see EPMD for sure being
because you're a commercial dude. You don't like. I swear you be talking about these dudes like you're 18 right now.
De La Soul.
Ask Tribe Called Quest. Tribe Called Quest.
What? Come on, man.
Ask Tribe Called Quest where they would be without the Jungle Brothers. Ask Tribe Called Quest where would they be without Black Sheep.
NWA for sure has to be in the top.
Of course,
5.
the commercial. I know because you know the
No,
commercial.
it was fire. It was beyond a commercial.
No, because you know them.
I knew the interludes. I knew every aspect of every album. Yeah, but that's interesting though. The JBs, the Jungle Brothers, and
the JBs, the JBs, the
Cooper said,
JBs, the JBs, the
fix your
JBs,
microphone.
the
Somebody
JBs.
saying, fix your microphone, Mike.
No, there's something going on with my microphone. I don't know what it is.
Shout out to Super. He's that courageous chief.
Who would you listen to now? Like, yeah, I mean, on here, Hattie said, who would you listen to now from back then? That could be like who was that group? Would you listen to the Jungle Brothers now?
Yes, I listen to him I listen to him all the time.
Did a mini concert. Yeah,
I just did the songs, dog.
Yeah,
he went through like 7 songs, literally.
Yeah,
Boot Camp.
No, they were another one. They had a good one.
Goodness God, Onyx.
Onyx.
Yeah. All them cats.
Top 5.
2, 3,
Hold on, let me make sure. Is my microphone okay, guys?
Top 5. Yep, your microphone is good.
You sure? Okay. I got too hyper because Jay Black makes me mad. Because Jay Black makes me mad.
No, because it all started because Mike said we were talking about how dope Redman is, but I said, but he wouldn't be in your top 5 no matter. He's dope. Dope.
He's in somebody, but
he's
in somebody's top 5. He's in somebody's top 5. He's just not in my favorite top 5 because I gotta make room. If I got KRS, Rakim, Nas, Jay-Z, and Biggie, and I'm obligated. See, people are obligated to put people in the top 5. They're obligated. That's why I say make your favorite top 5. Don't just be obligated to put people. Make your favorite rappers. So here's an example, and let me retract. If Silk the Shocker,
Bun B, please. Good.
Yeah, see, JB saying
Bun B in no top 5. Bun B,
but that's the ignorance. You're not from down south, dog. You're not from down south. Bun B was crazy.
He did a record with your boy Jay.
Yeah,
but see, this is why cats don't like nobody from the north. This is why, because they ish on people and go, yeah, right, Bun B. Dog, your favorite top 5, they could be somebody who's from the area of Silk the Shocker, who was at an age, who was like 15 or 16 years old. Yeah, you're gonna tell me Scarface couldn't be in the top 5?
He just wouldn't be in mine, but yeah, he's in somebody's for sure.
That's my whole point. That's why I'm so right now. It's your favorite rap. They could be a rapper that affected you so crazy.
Yeah, Too Short's in the bottom 5, right?
Bottom 5.
Yeah. But according to Mike, there's somebody. No. He could be somebody.
But see, y'all keep playing. If you're from Oakland, he's a legend. See, this is the ignorance of y'all. This is the ignorance of y'all.
Mike been in Texas too long. You got
no. And this is why the East Coast, this is why New York got shut down for like 12 years. Because y'all don't respect the people from like other 20. Cultures.
We're like 20.
Yes. Because you dudes still think y'all running things. UGK
they were massive.
Is legendary. Legendary.
And what's funny about that group, Bun's not even the hottest one. What's your call?
No.
He's the one. What's his name? I can't even think of his name. Oh, the one that passed away.
Pimp C?
Good grief.
Pimp C.
He was the main guy in that group. Bun was the secondary guy.
Dog, we didn't even say groups. We didn't even say Outkast.
Yep.
We didn't even say Outkast. E40. You gonna tell me if you from Oakland in that part, you don't think E40's in your top 5? Dog, you're bugging. You're bugging. You're bugging right now. Like you gotta get out your little box.
They put some respect on the South, Jay.
Dude.
Respect on the South, Jay. The respect
on everything. On everything.
Respect on their name.
There's somebody that says Ice Cube's in their top 5. Because of their effect on what You're labeling because we want the commercial top 5. We want everybody just says this person. No, if I live in a certain part of this country, Pimp C, if I live in a certain part of this country, dog, it's for real. Like these cats raised us.
I used to think Laura Finesse was super dope. Laura
He
Finesse.
He was.
The lyrics is crazy. What?
Oh yeah, and let's not. Yeah, Run DMC. Let's not play.
Oh yeah, that is. Is that the number one? Are they the number one group? Is it from what they've done in hip hop, or is the lyrics like? I guess is it lyrically? Because that could change your top 5.
You're
right?
not gonna change me. It's your favorite. It's your favorite because somebody's gonna say the Migos, and only Jay Black laughed.
Not of all time, not top 5. No.
Big L, Big L, Big L, Big L, Big L.
Oh, Big L, amazing.
Big L, R.I.P.
Like I can put the Migos and put up the sales and put up the influence, fashion,
money.
No. I can do fashion. I can do songs. I can do kids. That when I was 15 or 16, if the Migos would have came out, I would have had them in my top 5 group. No, see, you're disrespectful because the Migos. There's no difference.
They wouldn't have made it when you came up.
Dog,
because they was mumbling now. The
Migos were not mumbling. See, you sound like an old man now because the Migos were not mumbling.
I just they.
Oh, really? Was Daz Effects mumbling?
Bumski. It was a different kind of mumbling. It was
Daz Effects mumbling. Don't play with me. Go back to football, Jay Black. Don't play with me. I've sat in an apartment by myself and analyzed this by myself for hours.
Touche with the DOS effect.
Yeah, you got you in the corner with that one, Jay. Just trust me, I don't like the Egos either. But
and it was nursery rhyme. We talk about.
You want nursery rhymes? Now Peter Piper picked pepper and Run Rock rhymes. Humpty Dumpty fell down. That's his hard times. Jack Nibble wasn't nibble, but he was quick. Oh, those were nursery rhymes.
Jack on Jay.
AZ's
y'all. Somebody said Migos is the Bone Thugs of Harmony right now. Yeah, you can say that. Oh, Bone Thugs and Harmony wasn't. They were.
All I knew was Miss My Uncle Charles, y'all. Yeah, yeah.
What?
Yeah. They were just rhyming fast. They were just like
they were not rhyming fast.
They was ahead of themselves. They were mad creative. I give them that.
Wait. Who was rhyming fast? Bone Thugs and Harmony were Meet Me at the Crossroads. They was rhyming fast.
Like Twister, and like those were your fast.
Twister was rhyming fast. Somebody said Jay Black go home. On my IG live, somebody said Jay Black go home.
I would love to hear your top 5.
They said go home. AZ is underrated. AZ is underrated. But this is all I'm saying. To wrap this up, y'all. Yeah. Just to wrap this up.
All right.
Do your top 5. Do your top 5 favorite rappers. Don't fall victim to having to put people. You don't have to put Jay, Biggie, and Nas in your top 5. You don't have to put Tupac in your top 5. Okay. Put your favorite rappers, the ones that affected you the most.
You're right. I gotta think about it because Tupac. I honestly don't think Tupac would be in my personal top 5.
But hold up. Then I started listening. And I gotta get my phones on IG Live, and I started listening to Tupac, and I was like, "Yo, this dude was prolific. Like he never stops." And I was like, "Whoa," because Tupac wasn't in my top 5. But you gotta actually go away from the hype, go away from the movies, go away, and you have to sit and put headphones on, which nobody wants to do, or put your earbuds in and just listen and go like, yo, like, unfortunately, as much as I follow DMX, Gangstar, another group that could be in your top 5.
One of the best yet. R.I.P. Guru.
But when I was listening, I was like, dog, like when I was listening to Tupac, I was like, yo, this guy was really spitting from the heart. Like he was saying stuff that we didn't even, like, I didn't even understand. Jay Black got my folks at work so mad right now.
It's your top 5, Super. Tell them it's
how about Nice and Smooth? There'll be people like Nice and Smooth was one of my favorite groups ever.
Top 5.
Very
Wait.
entertaining.
One
Nice
of my
and smooth.
favorite groups, nice and smooth, is funky. Also hip hop junkies. All I wanna do is you. Ba 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 ba.
Hey, yo, Dizzy Gillespie plays the
ba,
tag.
ba.
I like the mag.
Hey, yo, Dizzy Gillespie plays the sax. Me,
Dizzy Gillespie does not play the sax. Just
doesn't
for the
even
record.
play the sax.
But
Doesn't
it
even
don't
play the
matter.
sax. It didn't even matter. It sounded great.
Nice and smooth is dope, but they just wouldn't be in your top 5. Surely do. Tosh, I ain't hear you give me your top 5. I ain't hear.
No, nice and smooth as groups could be in my top 5.
Oh, so now we got to break it down from groups as individuals. Okay.
N-I-C-E. And shout out to DJ Premier. N-I-C-E. Man, listen. Do your top 5 actors. Do your top 5 rappers. Not what everybody tells you the top 5 rappers are. Not everybody tells you what top 5 special ed. Shout to special ed.
Stop. Special ed is not in your top 5. Stop.
What?
Special
I'm
ed.
your idol, your highest title. Numero uno. I'm not a Puerto Rican, but I'm speaking so that you know. Think about it. Think about it. Shoney Scott said Beastie Boys. Shut her down. Shut her down. Shut her down.
Top 5. Beastie Boys.
But you know what? In all honesty,
you gonna make a case for everybody to be in the top 5. Everybody can.
This is my point, Jay Black. This is my whole point. Open your mind. There are people who grew up, Paul Revere, who literally loved the Beastie Boys. When y'all was in Philly, I remember Michael Shawn loved Talib Kweli. Just to get by. That song would make my eyes water.
Kanye West produced. Yes, y'all.
And if somebody puts Kanye West in their top 5, they have every right to put him in the top 5.
Sure do.
Top 5 producers of all time.
No, top 5 rappers of all top 5. Kanye West did an album with Jay-Z. Jay-Z did not blow him out the water in no way, no how.
Oh, Ye is dope for sure.
Ye is crazy. Ye is crazy. Y'all play with Kanye West if you want. They might not be a better rapper producer in the history, and he can rap with any single body.
Third base.
All right, Shawn, you took it too far.
Yeah, she going away.
But let's go back to Kanye West. If somebody puts Kanye West in the top 5 of rappers, y'all not gonna look at that person like they crazy. You're nuts. You're nuts.
Because I take Kanye over Kendrick because you go hard with Kendrick.
No. You're not going to take Kanye. Kanye don't even say he better than Kendrick lyrically. Ask Kanye. Y'all don't want this heat with this dude.
This is all subjective. This whole debate is this subjective.
Wait, Cam, isn't that what I've been saying since the beginning of this discussion?
Yeah. That's why Jay's able to have his opinion.
He killed Bun B.
Wait, who should
he tried to kill UG. He tried to kill UGK. He tried to kill UGK.
Big pimpin', spinning G's with his boy, man.
What?
Squad and Mob Deep. Yeah, Native Tongue. I wasn't rocking with them heavy, but yeah.
Native Tongue.
Oh my God. Again.
My buddy wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for Native Tongue. It was De La Soul. De La Soul. Tribe Called Quest.
They birthed
the yeah, they was hot, but
Queen Latifah, Moni Love. What are you talking about?
Top 5. Top 5 is tough. Tough. But
how about this? How about instead of you criticizing everybody, how about you write your top 5 groups and write your top 5 rappers?
We already know his. It's the typical, the J, the Biggie, the real easy.
Those are clearly number 1. Those are number 1 and 2.
Not as clearly. He's up.
There's nothing clearly. There's nothing clearly.
In Big, clearly.
There's nothing. First of all, lyrically, neither one of them was with Nas.
I don't want that with Nas. Just put it on Ether. Matter of fact, where's it? I'm gonna play it.
Just play Ether for no reason. Just play Ether for no reason. But it's subjective. If you want to put them on there,
subjective.
but
It's
don't just
subjective.
put them on there because I just named a gang of rappers.
No, you named a lot that was hot.
A gang of rappers of MCs.
Shout out to Shawn Price, just because.
But
yeah, sure. Toxic fan, Shawn Price.
Oh man, come on.
like
That cat don't care.
somebody put Pharoah Munch up here. Thank you for I didn't mention Pharoah Munch. Thank you. Just yeah. What is your non-commercial? Oh, Shorty went at your neck. She said, "Jay Black, what is your non-commercial rapper?" Jay Black don't know non-commercial rappers.
It used to be Common. Then Common became popular.
Shout out to the coolest legend, DJ Red Alert. Just because for every artist we just named for 20 minutes, yes, DJ Cool Red Alert. There was a time when cats actually made songs that weren't cookie cutter. And everybody like they would just like, yo, there was some hip hop songs that I name right now ain't really, y'all wouldn't even consider them hip hop songs. Well, we're not going to get into all that. We're going to take a break because we don't spend like an hour and 3 minutes. But everybody on Instagram Live, download Free Agent Radio. Even if you got me, Cam, and Jay Black on here. Let me read some of can Pharrell be in somebody's top 5? I don't consider Pharrell.
Royce
he rhymed. Hold up, Mike. Stick to your thoughts. Pharrell.
No, I don't even think I've heard Pharrell. I heard Pharrell say he doesn't even think he's a rapper. Pete Rock and CL Smooth, another one you could put them on there.
That Reminisce is beyond a classic. That's yeah. As soon as
let me see if I missed some of y'all. I apologize if I missed some of y'all. Yo, this was fun. Shout out to 215. I'm trying to wave back at everybody. Biggie and Mariah Carey. Biggie and Mariah Carey did hits. Did I miss that?
Biggie and Mariah Carey? They did a song? I don't know that one.
Everyone stole the Migos. See, we got somebody in that generation. Everybody stole the Migos style. Even Beyonce. But this is somebody that's not, I'm not deep into the Migos like that. Ice Cube literally popularized gangster rap. I think NWA did that. But Outkast was Murder, your favorite group. Yeah, Outkast is ridiculous. All right. The Business Bully said UGK is so dope. Jay-Z had to add a verse.
Yep.
That was exactly preach, Mike. Thank you. Ice-T still sells out arenas. Scarface took story raps to another level. I would say Slick Rick did it first, but I'm not mad at you on that one. Hip hop now. Who would you listen to? New school. We could answer that. Fix Mike's mic. Oh, that was you. I think I was just being too loud, y'all. Mm-hmm. Mike giving a concert, like the announcement at the baseball games.
Ice-T. Where you got Ice-T at, Mike? Where you got Ice-T?
He's not my top. He's not in my. Mike, we can't hear you. Okay, Kareem the GOAT. He got ejected from the game and threw. Okay, all right. So listen, we'll take a black and mild smoke break, and then we'll come back. And then, unfortunately, no, I shouldn't say that. I take back my words. Fortunately, we'll have to get into the serious stuff of the murdering cops.
We got to get into serious stuff.
The murdering cops who killed a 15-year-old minutes after the verdict of George Floyd's killer.
Michaela Bryant, you talking about? Yeah.
The most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
you murderous cops.
That video. Damn.
So I'm gonna shut down my IG live, and we're gonna come back in 4 minutes. Spread the word. Download Free Agent Radio, the app, absolutely free, and download Media Room 360. And you can see it right there on my TV, right there. Go to your streaming channels on your Roku, whatever you call it, your Amazon Fire, your Apple TV. And I want y'all to watch this because I promise you.
This video.
I promise you, they're not going to say on that radio station that y'all over here in DFW, they're going to be appalled. They're going to be appalled. And they're going to talk about George Floyd, and they're going to talk about how they put that cop in jail. And they're not going to talk about the murderer, who is that white man in Columbus, Ohio, who sat there with his crew and yelled Blue Lives Matter. They ain't going to tell you he deserves the same ending that young 15-year-old girl who's the same age as my twins, Akela and Autumn. So give us 4 minutes and we'll come back. Download everything. I will be back on the IG Live. It's Michael Shawn and the TakeOver Legends, y'all. Yeah.
Now comes North New Jersey. What up? Oh no! Of the underground. Mac, what up? What up? Funky child, do it all. Hit 'em. War with the focus on the wall of Brenda. You're not like the Lord, but they used to bit the spinner.
What up, y'all? It's Michael Shawn from Michael Shawn and the TakeOver Legends. And just in case you missed the show, check this out. We're talking to Do It All. Do It All, you've done more than hip hop. But I just want to ask you, as an artist, you know, watching you guys, I was young. I'm like, Lords of the Underground's gonna be popping forever. When you, as a group, start feeling like things are changing,
Right.
like, you know, the fire, the heat ain't what it used to feel like. How do you deal with that, and how does it feel?
Oh man, it does not feel nice. It does not feel nice. Yo, that's a great question too, though, Mike. I forgot how dope of a media guy you was, brother.
Thank you.
Or Cam and Jay Black making you look good. I remember coming down though. This is just one part of it. I remember getting down to my last 15 grand. And you talking about Lords at our heights, we was making 80,000 a night. You know, when you're doing 4 nights, 5 nights, when you popping, you know, and we get it from the other artists now. But that was what we was making. That was our highest that we was making a night. It was about 80 stacks a night. I remember being down to my last 15 grand. Redman and Meth, I think, had just started the television show, How High. Right. So, you know, me and Reggie, we grew up together. So I'm starting to feel it, you know. So I call my man who's popping. I'm like, I'm trying to go on tour with him. I'm trying to just see what it is. No callbacks, no answering, no nothing. You know what I mean? And it wasn't like we could text really like that back then.
Right.
So when you're doing bad and you have your own fears, you start to kind of implement them on other people. You start to put them in other people's spaces like it's their problem. So when I was having my problem, I reached out to one of my guys who was doing good and expecting that he owed me something because he was my man.
Right.
You know what I mean? So no callbacks, no nothing. So I gave my $15,000 to my brother who ran a Stanley Steamer company. And I seen him making money from it. I'm like, yo, let me invest. And this is how naive I am. Let me invest this 15 grand and you give me back money. He like, dude, that ain't how it work. You can't just give me 15 grand or something I've been working
flip
on
this for me. I need you to flip this.
You want me to give you back? This ain't the lottery. Like, you can't just put, you know, but he understood where I was coming from. He was like, you know what, man? Give me the 15 grand. I'll give you back a certain interest in a month. And I'm really just looking out. But he was like, yo, but you got to come down here and learn how the company works. I was like, man, I'm cleaning carpets.
I'm doing all. What are you talking about? Yeah,
my video's still on MTV. You know what I mean? Be like, yo, bro, I might need somebody to come in, or I might need you to know what's going on just in case. I was like, all right. I go down with him. We in South Jersey because this company cleans in South Jersey. I'll never forget this. So I go into this dude's house. He's showing me how to clean the carpet and all of that. I see the dude. The dude just kept looking at me like, oh, this guy looks familiar. Like, I don't know this guy. Never said it to me, but it sunk into me. You know, like, nah, I can't. I didn't just travel the world, making 80 grand a night, bought my mother a house, got a couple of cars. I didn't do all that stuff to come back to cleaning or not to come back, but to start cleaning carpets.
Right.
I was like, nah. So I'm driving home from there thinking about all of this, like, yo, I got to do something better. So Redman pops into my mind. As soon as he pops in my mind, we pull up on the New Jersey Turnpike. I'm in a truck. I had a Range Rover at the time. I'm in a truck. He had just got when the convertible BMWs first came out, I think like the 650s or something like that. The convertible joints. Now, Redman doesn't really rock all his jewelry and all that type of stuff all the time. He's not a flashy dude. This day, he looked like $1 million.
Look like Mr. T.
$1 billion.
Yeah, he had all Mr. T's on.
He got every jewel on. He's coming through the coming. Now, mind you, I have been calling him
He
And
ain't
all this
answer.
time, no return calls. I see him at the toll booth, yo. And he's happy. He sees me, looks up at, like, through the other toll booth, looks, he's like, yo,
What's
my guy,
up?
pull over. I'm gas faced
Look.
already. Like, I pull over on the highway. In my mind, I'm like, man, I just finished working, cleaning cars. You looking like $1 million. I pull over, he jumps out like, yeah.
Yo, what's up?
I'm like, what's up? Like, why you? And he looks at me.
Like, what's wrong with
He
you?
pauses. And he goes, and Red's a funny guy. He goes, you look like you've been working.
Michael, Shawn, and the TakeOver Legends. Your escape from reality. Right here on Free Agent Radio.
What up, y'all? It's Michael, Shawn, and TakeOver Legends.
Yeah.
Jay Black, DJ Cam, Ghetto Celeb, number one. Shout out to everybody on my IG Live at Mike Shawn Comedy. You can download Free Agent Radio app. It's absolutely free. Listen to the actual show. If you want the visuals, you can actually get that on Media Room 360 and all your smart TVs. Just go to them downloading your streaming channels. Hold on, I'm inviting Cam on my Instagram Live. I tried to invite Jay Black. He was busy. I don't know what's he doing over there. And shout out to everybody. Congratulations on the show. Thank you so much. Thanks to y'all. Things are just happening. We're just getting things popping.
Oh, I guess he's here early. Okay. I guess our professor is here early.
So, man, let me tell you how pissed I am. I'm trying to get Jay Black on the IG.
Oh wait, I gotta go back. My bad.
I'm sending it to you right now. All right. So yesterday, George Floyd's murderer was guilty on all 3 charges. We're waiting for his sentencing. And then the news broke on the 15-year-old child who was killed by a white police officer who had the body cam on, who got out. Now, on this video, I'm looking for the knife, but she called the cops. Allegedly, she called the cops, and she was in a dispute, a fight that was going on. The girl gets pushed by a car. He's about 5 feet away from her, and he lets off gunfire and kills her dead.
4 shots.
All right, I have a quick question. When someone calls 911 and makes a complaint, do the cops actually know or have any type of description on who actually made the call, or is it just a call and they go to it and they have to decipher who called and who didn't call?
I wish I could tell you the straight answer. I guess it depends on if 911 asks you your name and stuff like that. We're gonna have to get, because that's available. Actually, that's a valid question, because that's available. Like those phone calls are recorded,
right?
But you don't know
if the officers going in.
Yeah, you don't
know that this person made the call. So maybe you're not being aggressive towards that person because they're the ones that initiated you guys coming out. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying, but the problem is, if you watch, have you seen a video, Cam?
Well,
no, I haven't.
Let's play. Oh, you haven't seen his video yet?
No.
Okay. Let's play the video if we have it. So Cam.
What's going on? What's going on? Hey, get down.
God.
Yeah.
What? All right.
So break that down. What you just saw, Mike. Break that down. What we just watched.
Play it again.
And play close attention to the fight that's happening, and then his first reaction and all of that.
I want everybody to watch this again.
What's going on? What's going on? Hey, get down.
I want
How could you decide in the midst of all that chaos who you need to be shooting?
It's a split-second decision. And they did freeze frame where she had a knife in her hand. I will say that. They did do a freeze frame where she looked like she was about to stab the girl in the pink. But we don't know if she took that knife from the other girl because they came to her house to jump her. And
that's why that's me asking without seeing the video. When the cops come to something like that, how do they know how to attend to it? Based on someone calling, asking for help, and then the person that's asking for help ends up catching these bullets. You know what I'm saying? Like
the same way they attend when they go up and it's white people. Yeah. That's how they should attend to it.
We try to break it. Yeah. I don't know if they shooting first because you got a knife if you're white.
No, he himself was not in danger.
No, not at all.
And now they're gonna say he was trying to save the girl.
That was his initial report that she approached someone with the knife. That was one of their first reports that I allegedly heard that
she approached him.
That he was threatened by her knife towards him.
Not at all.
And then of course they switched that up once you start watching the footage. But I ain't never seen nothing like that where you letting off shots as a form of discipline and to break up a fight. I've never seen that ever.
Maybe a taser? No, we can't do that.
And the dispatcher is supposed to explain what's going on.
Oh, and they talking about how the guy was kicking the other girl. It was a guy kicking, but I was okay. I saw that, but that wasn't even my big thing. But the guy shouldn't be kicking the girl.
The cop didn't focus on that, even though that was closer to him than the girl that he ended up shooting.
He let off 4,
God.
And it was
what happened? What happened? He wasn't in danger, so he could have shot in the air.
Well, I don't know if cops do that. Do they shoot in the air to scare you? Do
something. You ain't got to shoot to kill.
No,
you got one white girl who one white cop who thought they grabbed the taser, and we wish that this dude would have grabbed the taser.
And he had one on his hip. I think we got that photo. He had the taser right there, smack dead on his hip as an option, but he went right lethal. Like I don't know.
To break up a fight of teenagers, right?
Lethal.
Somewhere in that call, it had to be mentioned that these were teenagers that were fighting.
They came to her house,
and the gun.
Wow. I want everybody. I want you white cops, you killers, to wear shirts that say Black Lives Don't Matter. Because after that, there's a video of one of the police officers as they have everything broken down saying Blue Lives Matter. That's what that mother said. Blue Lives Matter. He said it right there after that girl was killed.
I did see that video on
I couldn't make out the audio. Yeah, there you go. On the scene. Teaser right on his hip. Like, why did he go lethal first? Like, I didn't get that. A girl fight, and the first thing you do is go lethal. I thought you trained to try to. I don't know. But that
no, you do know. You do know. You do know. You do know. And everybody on my IG Live knows. This white dude murdered that 15-year-old girl. If there was a knife in her hand, you were 5 to 7 feet away and you just let off shots. And now he's going to say he was trying to protect. Now everybody ran off. Man, listen, man.
But looking at the comments, of course, there's a lot of white America that's saying, hey, but if that was your daughter in the pink that the girl was potentially going to stab, wouldn't you want him to have done that? So that's what a lot of comments are saying from the other perspective.
Really? Killer?
Yes. I read them. It was white folks saying it, but
yeah, I hear that. Yeah. Oh, man.
And we got a friend cop who's gonna.
I can't say what I'm thinking.
We got a friend cop that's gonna be like, you guys are judging, and you don't know what it's like, and ba 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 ba. You don't know what it's like when we go, and then we don't ba 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 ba. Guess what? When you take that job, you have the power on your hip to kill me. So you are going to be judged on a higher standard than everybody else because you legally can kill me. He took a life
to break up a fight. That's what I'm with you, Tosh.
That was 15 years old.
An innocent little girl. I think we got a little clip of her just doing her hair, and she's innocent 15, almost 16-year-old. Like, it was just like, look, that could be somebody's niece, nephew. I mean, daughter
That's
or whatever.
everybody's niece. That's everybody's daughter.
No, forget
You know what I'm
nieces. She's 15. She's my twins. She's a killer in Autumn.
Just look at her, just innocent. I mean, they came to her house to jump her. And then apparently she was getting the best of the girl at the time when the cop came. So I don't know if she took the knife from the. We don't know if she took the knife from the girl, or if she had the knife, or
she's the one that called, correct?
She's the one that called. Yes. They at my house. They try and jump me. They try and jump me. I need the help.
She ended up getting killed.
All right, now sidebar. So I want to take this away.
Man,
I want to do something. I want to talk about something different right now. Sidebar. Y'all girls came to somebody's house to jump somebody. Y'all ignorant as fuck. Coming to somebody's house to jump somebody. Y'all keep doing this hood nonsense. Y'all have no effing respect. And y'all think that is just cute. Y'all little girls is running up on people's houses to jump somebody. And y'all think that is cute. Y'all have as much to do with that girl getting killed. Because y'all love this ignorant hood shit. Y'all love this hood-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all love it. Y'all running up on people's homes. Come to my home and act like you're going to jump my daughter. Y'all really, this is what we really are cool with?
I don't think nobody's cool with this.
Oh, they not? Because guess what? If the cops ain't come, they would have went back to school and bragged about it.
But she called the cop looking for help, not to come kill her. That's where, like, you got to be trained differently to break up a fight.
We do. No, Jay, this is what I'm talking about. What is it that we can control? Racism, racist cops, we can't. What we can't control is our ignorant ass behavior going to somebody's house to jump them. This is nonsense. Listen, I think that cops should go to jail. Let's focus on what we can control. You know why this white dude and these white dudes came involved? Because you little ignorant bitches went somewhere to jump a girl at her house. It's going to be unpopular. But this ignorance is crazy. How do y'all go to this? How do y'all think it's cool to go to somebody's house to jump them? What do you think? What movie are you watching? If you come to my house to attack my child, I'm the what are y'all doing? What? Let me ask y'all little girl something now. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? Whatever stupid ass beef y'all had, was it worth it? Everybody's traumatized now.
Is that the phone?
Jesus. Is it the phone? We didn't even give out the number. 609-699-1386.
I swear to God, you gonna stop acting like
I thought I saw a light.
you a Houdini. You can't.
Ta-da.
If you want to make a comment, 609-699-1386. Take it however you want to take it, y'all. I understand. I'm telling you to separate this. That cop shot that girl, but y'all, what did y'all think when y'all go into somebody's house? Do you know if you come to somebody's house, you could die? You going to somebody's house?
All right, we do got somebody.
You are really. Let's go to the phone lines. Free Agent Radio. Who's this?
Yo,
who's this?
Yeah,
It's
you know, y'all know who it is. What's up? Good morning.
It's
All right, good morning.
officer.
Go ahead.
It's It's a Philly cop. This is a Philly cop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good luck.
What's up, man? No, I don't need it. What's up, Cam? Last time I was on the phone with you, I ain't even speak to you.
Oh, it was good.
What's
It was
up,
good.
man?
It was
Good
good.
morning.
All right.
Let's get into it a little bit. I just Jay hit me up with the shooting with the girl yesterday, and it's stressful, man. It's stressful for everybody. It's stressful for officers. It's stressful for citizens, and it's a lot to process when it's a whole lot going on. With that being said, I'll be 46 next month. And I always tell people, especially when I'm on the street, and most of the time I'm at a rec center, to keep something from happening at the rec center. I try to talk to these young boys, young women. I try to tell them, if they listen, you can come to me. I'm here. If I'm not here and it's a different officer, you don't feel comfortable talking to them, tell them to come get me. They know where I'm at. They can get cell phone, over the radio, whatever. But good thing where I'm at, we don't have too many of those problems. Where I used to be, different story. But one thing y'all as civilians have to realize, when police officers, we're the ones, when people start shooting, we don't run from that. We run towards that. Fires, we run towards it. Even though we're not firefighters, any type of emergency, we run towards it. When you get that call over the radio, you don't know what you're getting into. It could be nothing. It could be all hell about to break loose. I wasn't with that officer. I only seen a little bit of the video that they put on the news about what happened with the young lady. And I always try to tell people, you have to go back to what the source of what all of this is. Like you said, the young lady came to somebody else's house, and all of this, we still don't even really know all of the facts. I try to tell people, wait until we get as much of the facts as we can, and then we criticize and we say this should have happened or that should have happened. But when we come somewhere and there's something going on, you have less than a second sometimes to process what you're seeing. Now, when it's put out on the news, on the media, or on YouTube or whatever, we watch that and it's more in real time. And we say, okay, this person shouldn't have did this. This cop could have did this. This cop could have did that. This person could have did this. But when it's happening, you have a split second. We're human. You know, we're not robots. This ain't a movie. This ain't a sitcom, or not sitcom, one of them cop shows that come on TV where it's scripted. You don't know what you're getting into. When I was getting shot at, I didn't know I went to respond to a car accident. Next thing I know, I'm getting shot at, and it's bullets whizzing by my head. Because you hear the bullets before you hear the sound of the gun, because the bullets travel faster than sound. So I'm hearing pew, boom, pew, boom. I couldn't see who was shooting at me. You know, so some people said, why didn't you shoot back? And you can't just start, the criminals and all that, they can just shoot whenever they want to. We can't just shoot back. We got to think about
okay, Coco. I get it. And you know you're my dog. Yeah. And I respect you and what you do. And I respect.
I don't know sometimes, man. You say
no, Coco. This man got out of a car. George Floyd didn't have a split second. That officer, Derek, what's his last name?
Chauvin.
He sat on his neck for 9 minutes. Philando Castillo complied.
Yeah.
With his girlfriend next to him and a kid in the back seat. And he got blasted in his chest and got destroyed, and that cop got off. This white cop came to a situation, got out. He saw a scuffle that was going on and shot down a 15-year-old girl. Listen, man, I'm never going to understand what you go through as a police officer. I'm never.
Yeah.
But if I start naming the names of dudes getting choked out in the middle of the day, that wasn't a split-second situation for selling bootleg cigarettes. And these are always not black. These ain't black cops. These is white cops killing black people. And then when they find a white boy with a gun who hits them with a hammer, they don't shoot.
Okay. Well, let's break it down.
No. I don't like this. Break it down. Like, dude, these are white. These are white. Wait. These are white cops who continually are killing black people.
I understand what you're getting at. I've heard it before. I hear it on the street. I hear people. We talk about this all the time. I understand that. Only thing I can tell you is I'm not there when that stuff happens. I can only give you my perspective of what I go through. On the other side of that, you have to look at the media. You hear other people and other parts of entertainment, whether it's rap or music, and they say you can't always go by what the media puts out.
No, we're not going by media. We're going by the videos now.
Okay, hold on, Mike. Let me go get my little chart here. Let me break something down to you. What the media does is,
here we go.
Before we know the facts,
if
it's a white cop and a black man, they put that out there. Do you know how many? Let me ask you this. You know how many white men have been killed by the police this year so far?
No, I don't.
Okay. You know how many black people have been killed by the police so far?
No, I don't. The number is endless. But go ahead.
All right, it's not endless, but hold on. I got
the number's not endless? You want me to do my Google search?
Oh, Mike, stop being so confrontational with me.
No, I'm not being we're not going to go into this. Wait a second. Do you? Let me just ask you. Let me ask you this question. Do you think, as a black man, race has something to do with this?
Hold on.
Do you think race has something to do with this?
Sometimes it does. Sometimes. But this is what I'm trying to get the point I'm trying to get across to you. The media's job is to get you to watch. The first thing they do when it's a white man and a white cop and a black man is they put it out there as this cop is racist because he shot a black man. All I'm saying is let's get the facts first. Let's get the facts.
Can I
consult? To find out that this dude is that this cop is racist. We take it from there, but it's not always about racism. Hold on, let me give you these stats real fast. You can Google it. Cam, Jay, while we talk, somebody can Google it. I already sent them to Jay before. But so far, when I did the research, it was 50 white people, I don't know if it's men, women, or whoever, been shot by the police this year. Only 30 black people have been shot this year. It shouldn't be anybody from any race if we could help it. But 50 white men, how come you never hear the news talk about when a white man is killed by the police? Somebody told me when I brought this up before, they said because it's more white people. I said, you still should hear about if the police killed an unarmed white man. Because if the police are killing people unlawfully, that's an issue. I don't care what color they are. But Black Lives Matter. What's my man? Al Sharpton. I have yet to see them come out about black on black homicides with the 6-year-old that was shot and his dad was killed in front of him. If we can march and put our fists in the air when the cops do it, how come we don't march and put our fists in the air when blacks do it to each other? Because the communities are fed up. You just don't hear about it.
Yes.
They tell me.
Coke, if you're going to sit here, okay, all right, listen. I have been outraged about 5-year-olds, about gang violence, about black people killing black people, and I've also never heard white people march about white people killing white people. Okay? So we can go all over the place. We can go all over the place. All I know is that when that white kid shot up the church, not only did they apprehend him, they took him to get something to eat. So for you to think that it's only sometimes it has to be with race, maybe in your Philly area, maybe, wait. I didn't, wait. Coach, I let you talk, dog. I let you talk.
This is the program. And it's hard to get people to see the other side of it.
Listen, for you to say, all right. You're going to defend because you're one of the boys in blue. So you're going to defend your organization. It's been a racist organization. Hold up. It's been, wait.
I'm defending my boys in blue. I'm a black man first. I've been a black man for almost 46 years in this country.
Okay. So has the police department been racist? Then answer a question. Has the police department been racist against black people from the jump?
Hell yeah. This country has been racist against black people. But that doesn't mean every time something happens, We go with it was automatically racist until we know it was. That's only fair.
Okay, was it racist okay, there is no such thing as all the time. There is no such thing as all the time. But if a black man shoots up, okay, let me just ask you this question: if a black man shoots up a movie theater, is he getting apprehended?
He better.
No, he's getting killed. If a black man grabs a gun, if a black man grabs a gun, is he getting killed?
I mean, I can't, Mike. I can't answer that because I don't know what's going to happen. That's an impossible question to ask.
Okay. If you had to bet your life on it, if a black man is shooting up a movie theater in Colorado, if a black man is shooting up a movie theater, is he getting apprehended or is he getting killed? If a black man grabs a gun on a traffic,
question.
Okay, well, I'm just telling you well, then how about this? I can answer the question for you. I can answer the question for you.
Give me your opinion.
No. I can give you no. This is not my opinion. These are facts. These are facts.
Well, how is it a fact if it didn't happen?
Wait, I just told you it did happen in Colorado. He shot up an entire movie theater and he was apprehended. A man shot up a church of black people and he was taken to go get fast food.
Yeah, now that's not cool. But what I'm telling you is it could be a million things that happen. It could be a million things that happen. If we played it out again with somebody shooting up a black man shooting up a movie theater,
in Florida, there was a black.
Maybe it wouldn't happen.
There was a white cop.
I don't know.
A cop got hit with a hammer by a white guy.
Yeah, I seen that.
He jumped on the truck and he sped off and he didn't get shot.
I seen that.
So you don't think that has anything to do with race?
Mike.
I just please for once, before you do your whole thing, for once, can you just answer? Do you think that particular situation had nothing to do with race?
I don't know, Mike. That's the thing. See, you're going off of how you feel.
No. I'm not. I'm going off. I'm going off of when I watch black people with no guns. When I'm going off black people with no guns who get killed, and then a man hits a cop with a hammer, and then there's another video where the cop says, "Get your hand off your gun." Then there's another video where the guy says, "I have a gun and I will shoot you." Let me ask you something. Mike. If a black guy said, "I have a gun, I will shoot you," how long do you think it would take for that white cop to kill him?
Mike, you keep asking me like I know what's going to happen. You're going off of what you think. And me as a police officer,
what do you do? I want to know what you do.
What do you mean what I do?
What do you do if a guy says, "I have a gun and I will kill you"?
Mike, I can't give you an answer to that because it has.
All right, then why are we talking to you then if you're not going to answer a question?
I'm answering the question. It's the questions you're asking me. Like I'm just going to tell you. All right, you know what you want me to tell you? You want me to tell you? I'm going to tell you what you want me to tell you. All cops are racist, and all they do is they care more about white people than they do black people. That's what I'm getting from you. All right, let me ask you a question. This is just how when I say programming, this is how they program us all to think.
They program you. You've been programmed. You've been programmed.
There we go.
No, don't say no. Don't say here we go. Wait, whoa.
You don't know me to tell me.
No, then you don't know me. You don't know me to say we've been programmed. How is it that? Whoa. How is it that you can say we've been? Hold up. How is it that you can say we've been programmed, and then when I say you've been programmed, you get offended?
Hold on. Jay, Cam, did I say we are all programmed? And that's not a bad thing or a good thing. We're all programmed to think a certain way. That's all I'm saying.
So what do you want us? So tell us tell us what you want us to know about the cops. Tell us, because I'm done with this. Like, dog, I'm telling you examples. I'm telling you examples on how. I'm telling you examples, but you know
the way you want me to answer.
No, because you can't. You know what it is? Because you know what the scary thing is? Because I can give you an example, and I say I can give you an example how a white person said to a white cop, "I have a gun and I am going to shoot you." And I say, and I ask you, if that guy was black, do you think he'd be alive? And you will not say yes or no.
Because I don't know. I can't.
Yes, but you do know. You do know because let me ask you personally. If you went to a car and you pulled him over, right? And he had his hand on his gun.
I do it all the time.
And he had his hand on his gun. And he had his hand on his gun. And he said, I will shoot you. What you gonna do next?
I'm gonna have my gun out and I'm gonna try to de-escalate the situation. But like I told you before, a million things could happen.
I'm good.
Hold on. Mike,
I'm good. I'm good.
Let me ask you this. Hold on. Well, let me ask Jay and DJ Cam.
I'm good.
Let me ask y'all. Let's give me and Mike. Let's take a break. Let's take a break. We all over 40, so we all grown men. Let's talk. When we had a shooting at 2nd and Spring Garden, right? We had about 7 people shot. This was a couple years ago. And when the news put it out, this is when I say programming. The news put it out that it was just 6 people shot at 2nd and Spring Garden. Now, when you have a white person that goes somewhere and they shoot 6 or 7 or 8 people, no matter where it is, it's a mass shooting. So my question to somebody was, how come they label it one thing when it's black people, and how come they label it another thing when it's white people? Nobody could answer that. Right. And I mean, I don't know why, but that was something I noticed. I said when it's a white person and they do it, it's a mass shooting. But when we do it, it's just a shooting. So, and I said, okay, maybe it's just a part of the program. It's a part of the lingo. But Mike, I get your frustration. Trust me.
No, you really don't. No, you really don't, because you're in your job, and your job right now is to not be able to answer the question. If the dude was black and hit a cop with it,
answer it your way.
No, dog. I want you to answer it with if a cop gets hit by a hammer, and another white guy says, "I have a gun," and he has his hand on the gun, we have proof. We have proof that these cops will shoot to kill. But if it's a white guy, they're not shooting to kill. It's on video.
I hear you. I hear you. And like I said, they put out what they want you to see. How do we know another white dude somewhere else didn't get shot?
Got you. All right, dog.
But I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I hear your argument. I hear your argument.
No, you don't hear the argument, because every time a mass murderer, every time a white dude shoots up an area, he gets apprehended. He gets apprehended.
I don't think
Eric Gardner got. Let me ask you something. Why did Eric Gardner get choked out for selling bootleg cigarettes in the middle of the day in New York City? Why did he get killed?
Because he was black. Because he was black, and the cops were racist.
Okay, no, but that's not your answer, because you don't believe it, even though I know New York City police.
I don't know, because I wasn't there, Mike. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Okay. I can't answer.
So if you see, so was that okay? Well, let me ask you a simpler question, because you're scared to death to say white people are racist. Let me ask you a simpler question. Let me ask you a simpler. I'm saying, let me ask you a simpler question. Do you think he should have been choked to death?
Like somebody else a little racist to me.
Hold on. Let me ask you a simpler question. Do you think he deserved to get choked out and killed in the middle of the day for actually selling bootleg cigarettes?
Hell no. Hell no. Just like George.
And why do you think? And I want to know, why do you think it happened?
I think those cops. I don't know how or why it happened, but it shouldn't have happened. And I think they weren't trained the right way, because they never trained me to choke anybody out ever.
So why do you think they beat? Why did you think 25 years ago they beat Rodney King damn near to death?
Oh, because they didn't like him, and these cops were racist. That was proven.
Oh.
That was proven. Well, I don't know about all of them, but it was proven that was based on some racial stuff.
And George,
I'm not saying it doesn't. Mike, all I'm saying is we can't say every time something happens, it's automatically racist. That's all I'm saying. Look, let me tell you about my frustration. Hold on, listen. And like I said, I hear your frustration. I've been on that side of it. I wasn't a cop when that happened to Rodney King. I wasn't a cop then. And my frustration is I have to work with a lot of white cops who voted for Trump, who have Trump stuff up. I have to work with black officers who have taken, including me, have taken their own family members. I used to be on a prison van. I had to take my cousin multiple times up to jail. He's been doing good now, cutting hair and all. He's doing good. That's what's up. But I've also had white cops call me the N-word up in Cheltenham. I had bad experiences with cops. And on duty, with other cops, and a couple of them were black. So I hear what you're saying. I had to go to internal affairs and tell on the cops. I hear what you're saying, but no white cop has ever choked me out. No white cop has ever shot at me. I've been called the N-word, but I've been shot at by somebody who looked like me. I've had to take multiple bodies to the morgue of young black men, and I'm looking at what they're wearing laying on this ME's table. And it's frustrating because I'm frustrated with policing sometimes, and I'm frustrated with my own people when I have to go out there and sit at a rec center to keep somebody from being killed. So
And I have listened, and I have been the most outspoken person about the dysfunction and the disgrace of our culture and what we do to each other. I've done that on this show, and I've spit everything on the destruction of what our music has created or what our culture has created. And I've got that.
They never shout out anybody. Look, that's one of my beefs with hip hop.
I get it. But before, wait. Before there was hip hop, there was hip hop. They were racist cops. Before there was hip hop. Wait. Let me finish this. Way before hip hop.
And I just felt
cops was killing people who were black and minorities, and especially black people. Wait. They were doing it simply because they were black. That is historical. And wait. And you're not going to give me the whole runaround. Simply because they were black. And there are still people being killed now. Simply because they're black.
And
I get what you're saying, but at this moment, listen, I'm going to bring somebody else in here to discuss this. Dr. Aaron Smith, we know him as one of our dear friends. He's a professor at Temple University. And I'm going to let Dr. Aaron Smith. Dr. Aaron Smith, if you would like to add something to this, first of all, thank you for joining us. And please take the floor because I'm going to go smoke a black and mild.
Yeah, I think that it is important to know that we're not dealing with a bad apple situation. It's not about random fruit. It's about rotten roots. And we really have to address the culture because the original report in the George Floyd situation was not what was evidenced on the body camera footage. So there are people who were there and people who received the report and had access to the body camera footage who were complicit, who were not on trial. And many of the officers who talk about things that have nothing to do with the murder of black children by law enforcement, the whataboutism, one night I was in the dark or someone was shooting, very seldom do you hear about a consistent record of these officers reporting other officers. They fear for their livelihood and often for their lives. The sister that was referred to in the comment section is Carrie L. Horn, the black officer who received her pension 15 years after stopping a white officer from choking someone. So we know what the precedent is if you are to be a good cop. If you stand up for justice and protect citizens from rogue law enforcement officers, your safety has been proven to be potentially jeopardized. Your livelihood has been proven to be potentially jeopardized. So what we're dealing with is like a hostage situation when you talk to some of these officers. You're talking to like an abusive spouse who's not able to tell that her husband gave her this black eye. It's like a woman who says, no, I fell down, but he loves me. That's what you're hearing when you hear some of these officers try to do what about this and what about that, and one time I told. Think about those women who get abused by their husband. Everybody knows they don't have the power and authority to be just and tell the truth and to stand up. So we sympathize with our black law enforcement officers who are not able, who are not willing, who are not empowered enough, who are endangered and indebted to a corrupt system to such a degree that they cannot tell the truth that they knew to be true their entire lives before they put on a badge and a uniform. We feel for you, brother, in that sunken place where you cannot speak truth to the power that feeds you and sustains you and will not come to back you up when you need that backup if you are to stand up for the people the way that your oath and obligation charges you to do. So we know what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a black man that's being abused, and the ones who closest to the abuser are the ones who are most in denial. So I'm not surprised when a black cop gets on these airwaves and says something that has nothing to do with the history of systemic racism, of lynching. This institution started with slave capturers and slave catchers, the patty rollers and the patrollers. What happened historically to shift the culture? Black men had a 1 million man march in 95 and said we was tripping, the same way Michael Shawn was talking about how we still tripping today. We had an intervention. We faced and atoned and at least attempted to realize the wrong. When did you ever see white America or law enforcement atone collectively, culturally, institutionally, systemically? I've never seen them stand and shed a tear for any of the names that we rattle off. Not one of them. There is a culture of corruption. There is a culture of racism. That's like a drug dealer saying, oh, but I pay for the local Pee Wee League. Oh, but you don't know about the people I put through college. Oh, but you don't know about the people but you still a drug dealer. They don't believe in good Crips and good Bloods. You know why? Because of what the institution represents historically in their eyes, not even factually. So if your individual participation in a corrupt institution cannot be delineated adequately so that you understand that the institution is more impactful than the individual, then you are lost and you need an education. For instance, I could be as nice to any woman I want for the rest of my life. It does not change the systemic, historical realities of gender violence, of rape culture, of gender violence. It doesn't change that. So one person thinking that their individual engagement with an institution has any real impact is ludicrous. So to even get on and say, well, I do this and I do that, you are part of an incident. I, as a man, still know that what I do as an individual has nothing to do with the fact that every few seconds a woman is being violated and raped and beat up. So for me to get on here and say, well, I'm nice to every girl I've ever met. You know how ignorant, how self-centered, how ridiculously irrelevant your individual participation in a corrupt system is? Oh, you're going to hear it today, because it's about time that somebody really gets with these people to try to bring them out of this sunken place. You're not going to face the fact that just because you're a good drug dealer, that drug dealing is bad. You're not going to face the fact that I could be in a gang and people are in a gang that never shot anybody. There's people in a gang that don't even sell drugs. But I would never let them come in my face and tell me that the gang is good just because they don't do certain things that other members of the gang do. You gang. And one thing I would say that nobody said yet, if you look at that picture that y'all put up earlier, there's a sleeve on the officer that does not look like it's protective. There's a case in Philadelphia where the officer had a racist tattoo on his arm. And you need to ask yourself, why just one sleeve? What is the function? It seems like it'd be more of a hindrance potentially if a thumb got caught while he's reaching, right? So I would wonder, what is he covering up? Because I know when I worked on media sets and on movies, a lot of times they do different makeups and different ways to cover different things. But if you look up that case in Philadelphia, I can give you the names too. His name was Ian, but I may have I don't know if I put it in the chat. I can't add pictures. But yes, just put racist Philly cop, bike cop tattoo, racist tattoo, and you'll see all the images. And in Philadelphia, there was a big case about this. And there was also a case where the officers had these gang tattoos, where the officers in LA were, allegedly in a gang, and they were saying that they had to, when they killed somebody, they got an opportunity to be part of this gang within the force. So, and this is the thing: if I could see it and sense it before it happened in Philly, these people are changing in locker rooms with these people. Like you said, back in the day in Philadelphia, they had a T-shirt they were selling called "Boys on the Hood." Back when Boys on the Hood was a movie. And there was a female black cop who said that she had a problem with that and ended up leaving the force as a result. So you know what locker room talk is like. You got behind the scenes access. If we're seeing this level of racism and vitriol and hatred and fear of black people and black men in particular, then I know if you're in the locker room with them, you know better. So you come up here and you propagate a company line. I don't care if you work for a church or a radio station. What we tell the outside people is always different than what's really going on inside. You're inside. If we see this from the outside, you know better. And you're acting as an agent of corruption and systemic racism. You're an advocate. You're up here caping. for the history and the legacy of lynching and slave catchers and disproportionate murder of African people.
Okay, Phil. I mean, Dr. Aaron Smith. Let the officer respond.
Oh, he got it.
Yeah. Okay. Now I get where you're coming from, but you're making presumptions and assumptions that I'm listening, and you said I'm an agent to this and I'm an agent to that. I became a cop because I lost so many of my friends to the street, and I was challenged. Somebody said, "What are you going to do about it?" This was 17, almost 18 years ago. I was a way younger man. Used to run the street. They said, "What are you going to do about it to make a change?" We need more black officers to work more black neighborhoods who know these neighborhoods, not white cops that come out way from the suburbs. But you said I'm working as an agent for a gang. I get what you're coming at with that. But what if I'm in the locker room and I don't hear none of that? Most of the cops I've worked with in the 22nd on Temple's campus, we work with the Temple Police, were black officers. So I didn't hear a lot of that. We're in there talking about Wu-Tang. We're in there talking about, the last thing we're talking about is police stuff. I don't hear I know it's racist cops on at my job, but they're sneakier with it. You know, I backed up white officers. I don't see them or hear them doing anything racial, especially the ones I worked with.
With all due respect, I'm only saying that because of what you said.
But you're saying, hold on.
Wait, with all due respect, I'm not making an assumption. Let's correct the record. Let's correct the record. I'm not making an assumption. You said Trump posters. You said N-word. You said you saw it. I'm responding to your quote. So please, with all due respect, it's not an assumption. I'm basing it on your direct quotes. Proceed.
And how do you know I haven't said something to somebody about it?
You said internal affairs, and I heard that part as well.
I didn't keep it a secret. I definitely I made notifications. I'm not scared of anything on or off that job where I won't say something if I don't like it. So don't think I'm scared that somebody's not going to back me up on the street. I don't need backup when I'm working where I work because people know me.
But this is my
individual institution. Just because you're not scared does not mean it's not a reality that officers routinely and consistently deny backup to those who speak up.
Y'all are making it sound like I'm out there. I am the problem.
It's not about you. I'm saying it's not about you.
Trying to help my community.
No, wait.
That can be the case, and what I'm saying could still be true. You as an individual can be trying your best in a racist, corrupt system. You can be an unknowing agent. So you can be an agent without trying to be. You can be an agent without knowing you're an agent. And you can be a person trying to do good in a woefully corrupt system that needs institutional, systemic, foundational change. Do you understand now?
I understand. And let me ask you something. Do you think the police department is better with officers like me, black officers, or better if we just left it all to them? Which one do you think is better?
This is what you call, I'm going to educate the crowd. This is what you call a straw man argument. When people raise issues that nobody raised. Wait, listen and let the people be educated, please.
We need to get together and talk.
Let me not allow you to filibuster and ramble. Let me educate the people. Yeah. This is what you call a straw man argument. Because if you've been listening for the last 15, 20 minutes, no one ever said, alluded to, mentioned, or considered Black people not being in law enforcement. So even to divert in that direction and to draw attention to an issue that was not raised is what they call a straw man argument. Nobody said that to you. You said, well, you think none of us should be cops.
You came at my character as a black officer and you trying to make it sound like I'm some undercover agent for the police department, and some kind of way I'm just ignoring all the racist stuff that's going on all around me because I'm scared I won't get back up.
Okay. Let me just break in. No, let me just two things. Number one, he made an example. And he said, if a Blood or a Crip told you, I didn't kill nobody and I don't sell drugs, an officer wouldn't say that makes the Bloods and the Crips any better.
Yeah,
he specifically said that. Now, number two. Okay, now number two. This is where it gets, and I'm not. I got love for you, but this is where it gets frustrating.
I don't know sometimes.
No. No. But you called here, and I'm not going to bite my tongue because we disagree with something. So if I disagree with you, and you think because I disagree, but if you think I disagree, I ain't got love for you, then that's a different story.
Can I make a point of irony?
But let me hold on. Let me just finish this point. Let me just finish this point. This is the problem I have. When I tell you to watch a video of a white cop killing a black kid, and your answer is I don't know, and then I give you example after example after example of white people being apprehended with guns, white people attacking police officers, white people threatening to kill police officers, and I say they're alive, and you go, well, I wasn't there. So that at that point, even if I show you the video, all you're gonna say is, well, I wasn't there. Like, when are you going to say, when a system has been built from day one to be racist against minorities, especially black people, and then when I give you these examples, you keep hitting me with, I don't know. Now, I'm not saying it's personal. I'm saying this what it sounds like.
Hold on, I hear you, Mike. I hear what you're saying. I know y'all got to go, but didn't I also say, of course, some of it is racial, but what my issue with it is, the media puts it out immediately that this cop is racist and he only did this to this black person. And all I'm saying, it could be all about race. All I'm saying is let's get the facts first, then go from there instead of having everybody jump riled up for something that may not even be the issue. And like I said, racism exists. I was a victim of it. That was one of the other reasons why I became a police officer, because I didn't like how I was treated by police officers. And I was challenged to change that.
And I appreciate what you're saying, but racism, when you say racism exists, you're downplaying it. Yes. Racism doesn't just exist. No, wait. Racism doesn't just exist. It dictates what goes on in this country every single day. So my whole objective is asking, how are we going to deny? When are we going to stop saying, I don't know? Your eyes tell you. Your eyes told you that this guy, Philando Castile, got shot up in his chest with a girlfriend on the passenger seat and a kid in the back seat, and that officer got off scot-free. I don't want to hear.
I don't know. I don't mean it. I don't mean it as I don't know how that's not deemed as being racist. What I'm telling you is because I don't know the totality of the facts. I don't know how it led up to that.
Do you know Philando Castile? So can I get a basic Philando Castile? Should he have been killed, and should that officer have gone to jail?
I think the officer definitely should have went to jail. Nobody should be dying on any of these situations. Nobody should be dying. Nobody.
Do you think if that child that was 15 years old in Columbus, Ohio, if those would have been two white girls and that white cop would have came up to them while they were fighting, do you think he would have shot that gun that easily if they were white girls?
Mike, that's where I can't answer the question because
yes, you can. Yes,
no, you actually can. Yes, you actually can.
Okay.
You can answer. You can.
Okay. Let me ask you this: two black guys get into it in front of a bar. They get into it in front of a bar in Philly.
Go ahead.
They get into it. They're scuffling, two black guys, and you don't know, and a white cop comes up. In the same bar, same place, two white guys are scrapping. What do you think if you had to bet your life? What do you think the chances are that gunfire would get let off on the black guys against the white guys? Not saying it's going to happen, but if you had to bet your no. I'm just asking. Wait. If you had to bet your life on it. Okay, so if you had to go ahead.
That's all I'm saying. This has happened before. Not with the white guys, but with the black guys.
No, I'm asking. I'm giving you two separate situations. A violent situation happens with.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go.
No, what I'm saying is that exact situation happened numerous times where we pulled up to because they have all these speakeasies that was open in 22nd.
I'm not saying you as a black cop. I'm not saying you as a black cop.
You're saying somebody else.
I'm saying a white cop rolls up and sees two black people in a violent confrontation. and he shows up and sees two white guys in a violent confrontation. If you had to bet your life on which one has lethal force used on them, which one would you think which one would have the lethal force used on them?
I would say the two black guys. If they
that's
were
all I'm saying, dog. That's all I'm saying. But that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you.
I got you.
I'm saying the culture of this existence, of this entity, has been based on we will treat people of color, especially black people, differently. And we will value a white person's life, and we will think not once, not twice, not 3, not 4. We will think 5 times before we kill them. But a 15-year-old girl who's in a fight with another teenager, he doesn't get within 7 feet of them, and he kills her. That would not happen if those were 2 white girls. That's all I'm saying. And this is not personal. Okay. I truly believe that you are trying to make a change. I truly believe that you talk to these young black men and young black women at that rec center, and you are trying to save their lives. I truly believe that. I believe you are. I'm
also trying to let them know that the police are not their enemy, because some people will tell them don't talk to the cops, and they may need one of us one day, and they'd be scared to talk to us. So I'm also letting them know I'm a human being. I'm not just a police officer. I'm a human being.
But that's a problem, because Ma'Khia Bryant apparently called the police, the 16-year-old Columbus, Ohio. So you have to. This is what you can do. You're giving professional advice. I'm going to give you some professional advice from an educational standpoint. You have to begin to delineate between individual impact and institutional realities. You have to not take it personal when people critique the institution and the culture, because you are conflating 2 things that don't belong together. You being trustworthy does not mean that they can trust police, even if you are an officer. You need to understand that, because you could potentially endanger people.
Yeah, he did say him.
No, you're doing expert. You said that the police are not the enemy, and that is not the case. I know what you said. I do this for a living. Same way you were saying about what you do, I do this for a living. I know what you said. So when you said, I also want them to know the police are not the enemy, they can rewind the tape later, that is a dangerous statement in the wake of a 6-year-old girl who just got killed calling the police. So I'm telling you, since we're trying to make progress, okay, we're helping each other. We're helping each other here. What you need to do is to separate what you do versus the history of the institution that you are a part of and the way that other people operate in said institution predominantly. Because most people, you need to know the difference between exceptions and rules. You are the exception, sir. So congratulations for being exceptional, but it's even more important that you recognize that you are an anomaly in an otherwise racist, oppressive institution. You need to appreciate that. And if I hear about a teacher abusing a child, if I want to maintain my status as a good teacher, then I have an obligation to make sure that I root out every single instance of abuse from a teacher to a student. And we do not see that from black law enforcement or law enforcement in general. We do not see you all in front of cameras today talking about how much of a travesty, how disgusting it was, how tragic it is, how much needs to change, how what you go through in the locker room. We don't hear you. So until you speak up, you have to understand you're going to be looked at as in terms of the group, because you don't separate yourself from the group in your claiming what the group did that we're not privy to. You're not telling on the bad cops enough for us to make.
Okay, let him speak. Let him speak.
What am I not speaking up about? You saying until I speak up. What am I not?
Again, individuals and institutions, black cops in general are not reporting rogue and bad and corrupt and abusive cops. They're not.
Wait a minute. So you're making the assumption.
Don't say you one time. Because generally,
that's what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing anything racial or injustice happening in front of me. I'm not hearing that from other black officers. How
many crimes are committed in front of you, sir? Okay, let me ask you a question about your job. How many crimes are committed in front of you? The majority of things police end up apprehending people for are things that already happened. So even when Mike was talking and you kept saying I wasn't there, it's like you're never there. The cops are never there, but they still arrest people. The jury's never there. They still convict people. The judge wasn't there to see it with their own eyes, as you said, but they still move forward and execute justice. So even when you say things like, I wasn't there, I didn't see it, it seems so disingenuous because the nature of your profession is that you arrive on the scene after things happened.
Yeah, sometimes we want to get this and prevent it from happening.
Okay,
Thanks,
we're gonna
thanks for the call.
This is
Look, guys, look, hold on. Can I say this?
Go ahead, say it because we gotta wrap it up. But go ahead.
I got you. What we need to do though is try to get communities involved. I want to try to get something together where we can do some more stuff for the community, which will keep some of the violence down in the community, where you don't even need policing to come into the community. I just don't know who exactly to reach out to. I've been emailing people. We need help. We need help. I know.
And you know what?
We need help.
And I want to say this to you. I know where your heart is at. And I do not deny that, dog. I know that you want to change things. And just while everybody's here, while everybody's here, I want to repeat what I said earlier. Take this away from cops. Like, let's remove the cop situation. Let's remove that. This is a different situation. This is a different topic. And Dr. Aaron Smith, I want you to hear this. I want the police officer to hear this. This all started with some ignorant hood-ish of going to somebody's house to jump somebody. There is a problem with our society and our mentality where we think it's okay that that it can't end up bad when a bunch of girls go to another person's house, because if you come to my house to touch my child, it can end like this. Now, that is a whole different discussion on how brainwashed we are in ignorance in our communities. That's a whole different discussion. So I don't want you to think, police officer, that I don't see the other brainwashing ignorance that's going on. I see the other side, and I'm disgusted that this all started with some girls going to jump somebody in a goddamn house.
I take it back even further because I know where that brainwashing came from too.
But thanks for the call.
Thanks for the call, and we appreciate you. Thanks. We really do. So please don't ever say that you don't know if I got love for you, because I do. Just because we disagree doesn't mean that I ain't got love for you. Because trust me and Jay Black, I don't love nobody in DJ Cam more than these two and these three individuals, and we've argued to the death over stuff. It has nothing to do with that. It just, there's certain points we don't agree. But thank you so much for calling.
And y'all need to bring that Cam sample back. I missed that.
So what were you going to say?
The point I was going to make earlier was when you were saying that about the having love for you. I was like, if you think that Mike doesn't have love for you because of his passion in his rhetoric, imagine how black people feel about the police who've been killing us for all these years. If you're so sensitive that you think somebody getting heated means that there's a lack of love, imagine you were on repeat, hashtag after hashtag, how we feel. So you can put yourself in somebody else's shoes, and we haven't even been trained.
I'm going to say this one more time. I hear you, Doc, but I'm going to say this one more time. I'll be 46 next month. Dark-skinned black man in this country. So trust me, I know how it is to be black, dealing with police, dealing with my own people, dealing with society, period. I know. I've been through some stuff. And I'm just glad I'm here to still talk about it.
And we're glad you're here also, but we gotta wrap this up. So we have to wrap this up, and I gotta say one more thing to Doctor, and we gotta end that phone call. And but yeah, I'm truly serious about the attitude that I have, that this all began with the ignorance of some girls going to jump somebody. And I've seen the ignorance firsthand of young, and it's not young people's fault. They were brought up into this. We lent amazing hands, and we passed down ignorance upon ignorance upon ignorance. And now people are dying because we can't reverse it. And it's the scariest thing ever. Nobody can see the ignorance on how we treat each other and the things that we accept as okay.
It took 300. I was going to say, it took 300 plus years to create this type of slave.
300 plus years. 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 300
You got to think, people used to say, I want to be with my family. And they say, no, we're going to take your wife and we're going to violate your wife, and we're going to sell your child, and we're going to beat you in front of your wife. And then we're going to do this in front of you. And then we're going to do this to your child in front of you. This happened. There was something called a seasoning process in the Caribbean. We call it the slave breaking process or the buck breaking process in America. So yes, after generations and generations, the people wanted to be family. Even in the 70s, black people were getting married at a higher rate than white people in the 70s. But we know what happened when crack hit. So after all of that slave breaking, after all that Jim Crow, after all that lynching, after all that rape, after all that maiming, after all that breeding us like cattle, we were still more family oriented than everybody else. And then they brought in chemical warfare, they brought in crack cocaine, and then even when they got hip hop, we was making hip hop a powerful thing. Self-destruction, brand Nubians, poor righteous teachers, ladies
fight
first,
the power,
right? Fight the power. And what did they do? We had a whole nother COINTELPRO type of vibe, similar to what they did in the 60s when they had the Black Panthers and the origins of some of these gangs, trying to be community oriented and uplift people. What they do? They assassinated people. They assassinated their character. They recorded them in different situations. They tried to influence them to commit suicide, like when J. Edgar Hoover wrote the letter to Dr. King. Then they take all the truth out of the books. They tell us that Africa didn't have any civilization. Africa didn't have any knowledge. We was naked with bones on our noses, not knowing that we were the ones who created the pyramids that they call the course of class today because it's a block on a pyramid. So after all these lies, after all these attacks, after all these murders, yes, now we don't care. Now we just want to fight. Because for so long, no matter what we did, sung, prayed, marched, begged, sat, worked, served in the military, all they ever did was fight us. And even to this day, no matter what we do, there's some people who still think black people are the enemy. So the younger generation, seeing all that, and even what they don't see, sensing all that, sensing that hopelessness, sensing that lack of opportunity to truly have equality, they say what a lot of us said when we were younger. F it, F the world. So I don't like the fact that it's happening, but I think it's important to understand and deconstruct how we got here in order to reverse engineer the process that has happened over the past 400 years.
Woo. And then I'm not gonna ask. No, and I'm not gonna
acknowledge yourself. You gotta acknowledge yourself.
All right, thanks again. We'll talk to you. All right, Cam.
Hold on. Let me say one more thing, real fast, y'all.
No, we can't.
We don't. European names. I hear you. When we're black,
no, you don't.
European names. That's something right there. We don't.
Okay, and you're right. All right, we gotta end this segment. We don't have. I would ask you more questions, Doc. I would ask you more questions because there has to be a point where everything you just said is 100% correct. But then if there's not going to be a stopping point where a change happens, then everybody just throws their hands up and says, F it. But there has to be a changing point, and we have to realize that hip hop is being used against us. Yeah, it is being used against us. But nobody wants to hear this, and this is unpopular, and nobody wants to hear this. But they use gangster rap to take out Public Enemy.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
And we fell for it.
We have to wait 20 years for the Freedom of Information Act documents. Because back in the 60s, a lot of people were saying, I feel like this is, aging. I feel like we're being followed. People were saying that. If you read what people were saying to each other, but they were called conspiracy theorists. They were, considered people that were, but people who said that now and in the 90s, it feels like NWA just all of a sudden is getting pushed when everybody else is getting pushed down. Like a lot of people were saying that even in the moment, but 10, 20 years from now, just like you hear with Tekashi and all these different things about, officers, in the Tekashi case, one guy was moving heroin and things like that. People wouldn't even imagine this 15 years ago to say that half these people were informants and that they were involved in watching people get murdered. But if you study the civil rights movement, there were a lot of FBI agents who were there when the Freedom Riders got attacked, like Viola Uza, and they were in the car watching the Klan shoot and kill some of the Freedom Riders. So they say that your mind is like a supercomputer. The more memory you have, the better you're able to engage phenomenon, process information, and understand what's coming around the corner. So if you go back really far, you can look in the present moment and see some similarities that'll let you know, although these people might be good-hearted, although these people might individually want progress and peace, they can still be part of a system. There was a lot of people who worked for J. Edgar Hoover who thought they were doing the right thing. They were like, hey, these people are subverting American values. They're trying to be violent, and I need to go out there. But now we look back and say COINTELPRO, straight up agent, like the movie that we just saw with it. Yeah. So in the moment, yes, a lot of people in the moment are trying their best. But when they don't understand the systems, if they don't have a systems analysis, Leonard Jeffrey says, we end up with a paralysis of analysis, and we just get focused on what we do. And that way we can be used and manipulated to do our good work
for the sake of an evil system. So I think it's really important, that we increase our memory and our awareness of what happened before, so we don't have to wait 20 years and say, oh, yup, knew it. They was using hip hop. We saw the change, and we see that even Kanye said you can rap about anything except for Jesus. Even Biggie said back in the days our parents used to take care of us. Look at them now. They even scared of us. So this whole fear and abandonment of the hip hop generation, the manipulation of the medium and how these positive messages have been suppressed. You can see in the videos. They'll say, they'll say, the cops are against this rap music. And a lot of the old 80s and 90s videos talk about an establishment against the expression of hip hop. KRS-One talked about the denial of it as a true art form. People still taking rapping for a joke, a passer. Like, we knew, and we were saying it, and we were trying to establish our voice, but our parents weren't listening because they were programmed by the establishment to say, talk like white people, get a jerry curl, and just go to corporate America, be buppies, black urban professionals. And there was a disconnect and an abandonment where different segments of the population have been deceived in different ways. So now we're alert to things, but we're not on TikTok. We're alert to things, but we're not the ones playing Fortnite for 5 to 8 hours. So what do? They put the new poison and the new message in a new candy. So while we're thinking, oh, we're learning, we're growing, now we're coming together and seeing eye to eye, they're attacking the babies as we speak.
Yeah. And listen, there's so much. Go ahead, Jay Black.
No, I was going to shift gears because I want to know about the case yesterday. We got this big verdict and we got the doctor here, and I wanted him to. I think we got a photo of the different counts. He was 3 counts. I wanted to know the potential time frame, just to talk a little bit about this verdict yesterday and give some insight on, I guess, it's the maximum time he can get.
Well, the short of it is he can get about 40 years, but they said since he has no prior record, he can end up doing about 12. Just make it easy. You know what I'm saying? So the range we talk about, and that's why even yesterday people asked me about how I felt. And I said, I feel like wait until sentencing. That's how I felt. Because too often as a people, they'll even put it in the paper. They'll say, so-and-so indicted, facing this many years. They did it with Zimmerman. They were trying to pacify us, talking about what he could get, right? And then after the people walk, they don't put it on the same headline. It's like on some back page little mention, like when Amber Geiger gets out of jail. We're not going to hear about it probably. They have a system where they'll say things like police say. They'll do a news report and they'll literally, and that's why it was so ironic that he kept talking about the media, the officer. Kind of like the media parrots the police narrative all the time. Even before all the facts come out, what does the reports always say? Police say that the suspect, blah, blah, blah. Police say the suspect, officer reports. They don't say community said cop shot in cold blood, racist cop. They don't say that. The news media, they say is the sixth branch of the military, the sixth wing of the state. And they parrot, the national. Yes. So second. And this is one thing that's important to note. The HR 7120, HR 7120, the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act. That's the thing that the Republicans and the Democrats couldn't get pushed based on the filibusters and everything. They were like loggerheads about that. So we need to make sure that what we really want, we know what to ask for. Just know what reparations. We are asking for an institutional, foundational change in the way these cases and situations are handled and prosecuted. Because one of the things that is changed is the language about intentional killing, and there's something about being reckless. So you don't have to want to be killing him. And the one I can bring it up, but I can read it to you. One of the things here says lowers the criminal intent standard from willful to knowing or reckless in order to convict a law enforcement officer for misconduct in a federal prosecution. Limits, and this is the other important thing to take away, qualified immunity. Qualified immunity is this different standard of law for officers. And a lot of the conversations now are not trying to do away with qualified immunity. And if they're not talking about HR 7120 and they're not talking about doing away with this qualified immunity, you wonder why they always get the benefit of the doubt, why they're able to lie on the stand, right? Limits qualified immunity as a defense to liability in a private civil action against law enforcement officers or the state. See, what they do is they know that if they do get in trouble, they probably won't do jail time and the state will pay in the civil case. Once they change this law and they say, no, we could come after you and sue you, not only will you be more likely to be prosecuted and in jail, your pockets could be tapped after that. So now it's your kids and your family in your house, the same way that we got to put our house up for lease when we're wrongly convicted, even if we end up, being proven innocent. You got behind on the mortgage, they still keep a percent, right? So that's what 7120 is all about. And that's why it's so important. Also authorizing, lastly, the Department of Justice to issue subpoenas and investigations of police departments for a pattern or practice of discrimination. So like we said, if you have these, consistent patterns, we can say, hey, that's enough. Because you see how lenient they are and how much discretion they use with us when it comes to probable cause. I smelled weed. Dante Wright, an air freshener, right? Hanging it. Like, they can use anything to come check on us. So now this bill is saying, yo, if we keep hearing things out of your precinct, y'all keep shooting people. We're going to come and look into that. And when we look into that, we don't need you to have to say the N-word while you were choking or shooting. We don't need you to have to willfully and then read your mind, or mens rea. We don't need none of that. If you were reckless, 9 minutes, we were amazed when it was 7.
What was the name of the repeat that name you said?
Qualified immunity?
No, the other one.
Oh, HR 7120 is the
HR 7120.
HR 7120. Because people always want to know what the goal is. And I think that the American superstructure of media, military law, they've mastered the understanding that African people have always been a deeply spiritual people. What they label emotional is the intuition and the spirituality of African people that has always amazed them. That's why a lot of other people go to church for 20 minutes and we go to church 5 times a week, sometimes for 3 and 4 hours. People have always marveled at how we outdo everybody's religion and we out-religion everybody because there was no atheist in Africa. So them understanding that always gave them a way to manipulate it. When you think about the slave drivers who would try to talk about how to better control your slave, not the Willie Lynch letter, but what they call drapetomania. There was a guy named Adolphus Cartwright. He was what they call a Negro physician. He would go to plantations and say, you having trouble controlling them? I could tell y'all how to do it. Drapetomania was a clinical condition that they said, if you try to run away, you must be crazy. So if you try to run away from being raped and run away from being beat up, they called it a clinical condition, drapetomania. So for years, they've studied us as a people and said, how do we better control them? That's why every time the news media comes after a murder, one of the first things out of their mouth is, do you forgive them? Shouldn't people be nonviolent? They don't say that after 9/11. They don't say that to George Bush. They don't say that to any officer after an officer's down. They don't come to the cop after a cop is shot and say, will you handle this nonviolently? Will you please de-escalate? Do you forgive them? Do you want to pray to God? Right? So they understand how we operate on our hardwiring in a way that they manipulate us consistently. And we need to realize that to be programmed.
And that's why I've always had a problem with religion, because how it was used to control slaves and how a Bible that was shown to slaves had nothing. It wasn't to benefit you. It was to control you. And that's a whole nother.
The slave Bible at times had 90% of the original Bible removed. And when I say original, I mean original as we know it. I know
as we know it, of course. Yeah.
But the irony is, Nat Turner did more with that 10% of that slave Bible than most of us do with 100% today.
Mm-hmm. How do they determine where? Okay, what? Jay, are we going to keep?
Yeah, I know we got sexy mode, but this is so compelling and
no, but we've been.
I know.
I think it's compelling.
I know.
I'll come back.
Go ahead, ask your question, Jay. Go ahead.
Oh no. I get it. I just wanted to just keep picking his brain with this case because I was just curious.
No, and let me tell you something. I'm not gonna Dr. Aaron Smith.
Dr. Aaron, he's part of the squad.
Dr. Aaron Smith.
Yeah.
And I'm proud. Number one, I'm proud of you.
Appreciate y'all.
Of what you accomplished, and we always knew your intelligence. But I will say this with this court case, this was a gimme. Like, this was a gimme.
And that's why I said
the dudes, all the cops said was, y'all can have this one.
And that happens often. That's the thing people don't realize. People will offer up individuals to maintain institutions. And that's the relationship I was talking to the officer about. When people understand the value of the institution, they'll say, divided we fall. We're going to preserve this institution.
He's a former cop. Keep in mind, he's a former cop.
And
just like anymore, they separated him. They separated themselves.
No, but not only that, I was just having this conversation. The cop who killed Philando Castillo, which I thought was the most disgusting video ever, is telling himself right now, man, I'm glad I did it when I did it. And the woman who claimed she was going to grab the taser is sitting there going, I did it at the wrong time.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're going to put me up for the sacrifice too. Not because nothing changed. It's not the system ain't going to change. They're just going to toss them up.
And some of them feel betrayed. Some of them feel betrayed. Just like I think with the loud music trial, when the guy shot the young African American for playing the music loud, he was under the impression after Zimmerman and all that he was going to go home too.
I'm
and a lot of
going
people
home.
had this, this arrogance. But when you understand the institution, that's why they say the blood of one scholar is worth 1,000 martyrs. Anybody can go march and be a foot soldier, but the people who are the head, that's why they have those kingpin charges to people, because they want that brain. They want the head of the snake.
Yeah, they want that locked up.
So the people who are really seeing it from a 3D chessboard type of thing, like Zygmunt Brzezinski says, a grand chessboard, right? They're playing 3-dimensional chess at all times. They're saying, how does this help? How does this hurt? Like a person doing a campaign, whether it rains or it snows, it all can help or hurt us, right? And that's how these people operate, on a higher level. They're like, right now we're at a fever pitch, we're at a possible tipping point, but if we pour out a little water from this sinking boat, we can be able to sail on. And right now, Derek Chauvin and others like him are dead weight, and they might sink the larger boat. So no, overboard. He's dead weight. When they do reconnaissance, they check your vitals. If you don't look like you'll make it, we're not carrying you back. And it doesn't look like he'll make it. It was on tape. It's 9 minutes. And everybody sees it. We see the climate in the country right now. It's actually advantageous to have, as a PR move, to look like you're changing more than you are in order to have the access to use that moral high ground. I compare it to arm wrestling, where you give up a little so that you can slam them down harder. So in arm wrestling, just because they moving this way, it don't mean you winning, bro. Sometimes they letting up a little bit to give you a false impression that they're making progress so they can slam you back down.
And I'll give you one better. Not one better, but in that same vein. It's watching WWE. The good guy can become the bad guy, and then the bad guy can come back and be the good guy. It all depends on what light we want to shine.
And they all shake hands after behind the scenes.
And that's why Jay Black is a huge Joe Biden fan. You're not getting me, homie.
Oh, I thought about to get locked up. I heard you calling the crime bill author on me.
You're not getting Joey
with that lady that locks up people for their kids going to school late. I got to make sure my kids are school on time.
Joey B,
cuff me up.
You're not getting me.
He called them.
Y'all not gonna keep lowering the bar and be like, because dog, like this is a whole situation where, listen, man, we can go on for days and days. I love President Barack Obama. I'm the only one who sat there and said, you told me Michael Aragona was going to jail. You told me the guy who killed Philando Castile was going to jail. And when they didn't, you ain't put no pressure. The reason why people hated Donald Trump, and I'm not a Donald Trump fan, but what Donald Trump did, what he said things that you guys were always scared to say. And what he did was he made the Democrats and Republicans uncomfortable because he exposed, they said, we got this foul system. Why are you exposing this and saying this stuff out loud? He ain't saying nothing wrong.
And January 6th showed that a lot of people were saying it in their heads.
They were saying it in their heads.
50% of the nation voted for, roughly 50% voted for him twice. We should be very thankful that the delusion that I was alluding to earlier, the denial that I was referring to with the officer, we were in a similar level of denial with that whole post-racial and all of that, because apparently at least half the country is willing to be covert and overtly racist. So I think we're in a better position now with facing reality to move forward with things like, HR 7120, because before that, a lot of people will say, what's the need for it? Cops are nice. They don't do anything different to black people than white people. And this lie about the cameras, a lot of people have been saying to me, now we have cameras. And I said, we had cameras when we were lynching people. They had cameras and they were making postcards out of the lynching victims who were burned and dismembered.
Yeah, they got pictures. They got pictures of the lynching.
But you got to be careful, because, again, that's a good example. They're in a position where they were able to put all of this into Donald Trump and then try to throw Donald Trump overboard. And it was like, no. Don't try to superimpose all of 300 years of racism and half the country into one person to disassociate yourself from what you've been doing and currently continue to do. Because that was the attempt. And that's why the Democrats were so ruffled. Because it was like, no, we want to act like it's just him. Because if it's not just him, we're going to be forced to look at ourselves and the spotlight's going to shine on all of us. So Derek Chauvin, just like Donald Trump, just get him out the way so that the rest of us can look like we're not part of the very system that created those two. America created Chauvin. The police department in America created Chauvin. America created Donald Trump. These are products made in America. And that's the connection that they're trying to separate themselves from in all this, elation about the verdict and so happy about Joe Biden. No. Y'all is as much Trump as Trump is Trump because he came from you. Trump did not create himself. Chauvin did not train and create himself and educate himself. So that's the part they don't want to face. And that's why I need to go to the club and just say, I'm not your ex, so come home with me. Because apparently that's the Biden strategy. As long as you're not the last person, then you some kind of hero. So I'm going to go with somebody who's been treated real bad by their ex, some celebrity, and be like, yo, hey, I'm not him. I'm not Kendu Mary J. I'm not like just because you ain't the last dude, don't mean you a good dude.
Yeah, but 20 years ago he was the dude. But anyway, but 20 years ago
Some
you
people
were
still
passing
doing-
laws.
Some people got 20 more years still to go.
They got 20 years still to go
Could you
based
imagine
on.
a boy getting you locked up and then you watching in the day room and you see him running for president and you like,
And-
yo, it's the third time he ran in 30 years. He's never won one state, but they manipulated and rigged it so much that the person who dropped out before she even got a chance to lose in her own state becomes the vice president, and the person who never won one state in 30 years after 3 years of trying becomes president. Can you imagine the way that we feel the same as some of those young girls and say, oh, if the system's rigged and it's not going to be fair for everybody, F it? So if you don't want us to start acting politically like them young girls do when they running down on people's houses, the same way those people ran down on the White House, running down on houses, running down on Capitol Hill on the White House, I see some parallels here. I got some writing to do today.
No, you definitely see some. No, you definitely see some parallels in that. And my thing is, and then we'll close with this. Y'all want to try and end racism. How can y'all try and end racism when there is no country without it? This country ain't even built without it. We're not even here without
it. Yeah, we definitely not.
We not here. None of us are here. I'm in Puerto Rico, y'all in Africa. None of us is here without the basis of this racism.
Well, shout out to Moore. They were gonna say was here first. I know there's some people watching like, we was here. I know. But you know what he means. Oh
no, well, you understand. I mean,
you gotta clarify for the extra,
they were people here, and guess what? Those people would have been a lot happier.
Hell yeah. And alive. But Makia Bryant, I'll end with that. I just want to make sure people know the name. Say her name. That's important. Makia Bryant. Because I think all of us done had a fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna get too deep into whether we had weapons or not, but seriously, like we've all seen situations where there's been fights. Like, if we all lost our lives because we made a dumb decision or we fought, like we gotta respect humanity.
But Doc, that's all I'm saying with this is that we have to understand we can't take part in this because they use it as excuses to kill us.
Yeah, can't give them ammunition. We can't.
We can't
fall for it.
We got a whole culture promoting hood-ish, and I sit there and I watch and I go, y'all gonna die.
Yeah, no, we gotta own that. It's a death culture. We have to face it and own it and change it.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna have you back, Doc. We're definitely gonna have you back. I appreciate you so much for stopping through and just Doc. You always we've known each other for like 15, 20 years. You've always amazed me. Always.
The rapping professor, Dr. Aaron. I just Googled you. I was like, oh, wow, you Googleable. Look at this.
He said you Googleable.
I don't know if that's a word. I don't know if Googleable is a word. I don't know if that's a word.
I know you should use that with the good doctor.
You know what I meant.
I don't know if Googleable should have been used after all that poignant messaging that was going on. I don't know. We should have said Googleable.
I need to put the Midnight Run and the TakeOver Legends on my resume. When Kanye West came with Through the Wire and all that.
There we go. Tell him.
Midnight Run, DJ Can, TakeOver Legend, Michael Shawn. Shout out to Jay Black when I was sleeping in the office, when Raphael and them let me sleep in the office before the morning show because life was a little hectic. I remember I missed 3 days of work and Jay Black was like, we thought you got arrested. And I was like, I did it. It's nice to have a job that you can leave for a few days and come back like nothing happened. I was watching your special, Mike, and I was laughing because I was thinking, I know the feeling, brother. I know the feeling. I was clapping and nodding. I was had my head down, flashback. I was like, yeah, it gets real. That real life can interfere with that professional life sometimes. You gotta balance it out.
For those who don't know what he's talking about is my Relapse Again one-man show. You can go on YouTube and check that out. Relapse Again. Yeah, Fearless could disappear, and we'd be like, well,
Dr. Aaron
he ain't call us. I give Fearless credit. I give Dr. Aaron Smith credit. He never asked us for any money to get him out. He just got out on his own, and we still don't know how he did it because I gave him the money.
It's not a money thing, yeah.
And he ended up with 3 master degrees and a PhD. I don't know. I thought it said 3. It could be a bachelor's and 3 masters. Either way, you got a bunch of.
You're right. My bad. Yeah, 3 masters.
3. It said 3. Yeah.
I've been in forever.
Well, Dr. Aaron Smith, you beat all of us combined. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a lifer. Ask him how long you been there. He's like, I don't know. My life, man. I'm here. I'm not leaving.
All right, what do we got, Jay? We got Sexy Mo coming up next.
Sexy Mo, yes.
Peace, y'all.
All right, thanks.
All right, Doc. All right, we'll take a black and mild smoke break, and we'll come back in 3 minutes, and I'll get my other light because I like my lighting correct now. I like my lighting correct. Okay, so we'll come back. It's Michael Shawn and the TakeOver Legends.
Yeah.
What up, y'all? It's Michael Shawn from Michael Shawn and the TakeOver Legends. And just in case you missed the show, check this out. Okay, real quick, Mo.
Yes.
Move your mic up. Just move it
like
up.
This? Like
all
this?
the way up. Straight
like
up.
This?
Straight.
Like
No. Don't put no. Just leave it down. And just put it straight. Like it's straight. Like straight. Is it straight?
It's
Oh,
straight.
you want to
No, the microphone. The microphone. Move the physical microphone. Look, if I go like this, move it.
You want one hand or two hands?
Whoa. What's going on here?
All right, never mind. Because I go ahead. Do one more story. Because you have it directly. You have it directly towards you like this. Like it's like this. So
two hands
like
to answer the question too.
Like move it so the microphone is not straight, Mo. The microphone, you have it directly towards you.
Okay.
Like move it so it's straight up. I'm just trying something.
Okay. Last time somebody told me that.
It's not that hard.
It's not that hard.
Something. It's not that hard though.
Mo, look at my microphone on my screen. Look at it. Look.
Look how I do it.
Look. You have it tilted towards you. I want to know if you speak on the side.
Oh, will it make it better?
Yo, if I could blank you out, Mo, but your microphone is tilted. It's tilted towards you. Is it not?
I promise you, no, it is straight. It is straight up and down.
Pull it all the way up. Pull it all the way up so we can see it in the screen.
Straight up and down.
There we go. But pull it all the way up so we can see it. Now we want to play. Let's play.
Now you're sitting in the director's seat.
I can't.
Lean it away from your mouth.
First time for everything.
Now put your bottom lip on. All right, it's not working. It's not working.
Thank you, Mo. We appreciate you.
It's the story of my life, man.
Michael Shawn and the TakeOver Legends. Your escape from reality. Right here on Free Agent Radio.
What up, y'all? Whew, I had to run back in on that Black Mile. I heard it going down with Sexy Mo. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the feature that we call Allegedly with Sexy Mo. Get to it, Mo. I'm exhausted. I might not talk much during that. I'm exhausted.
I don't know if I can follow that.
No, you're good. You're good.
To Dr. Smith.
Yeah, Dr. Smith's amazing.
Dr. Smith, go mob. He's my frat brother too.
He made me second guess my life. Like Jesus. Like,
he always does.
Trying to figure out what affiliation that I'm affiliated to that I shouldn't be affiliated with. Look at freeagentradio.com behind me. Bam. All right. Go ahead, Sexy. I gotta close this door real quick. Go ahead. Knock it out.
So Michael Shawn, Jay Black, Cam, after 2 decades, Kobe Bryant's legacy and Nike is finally coming to an end. His wife decided that, hey, you know what, this deal is not going the way that I would like for his legacy to look, and so she is not re-signing with Nike.
Who's not resigning? I'm sorry,
Vanessa Bryant. She's no longer keeping up the Kobe deal with Nike.
Really?
She's over his estate. Yes. Now
I thought he said they agreed to it.
No, she loves, the legacy behind Nike, and she wished that, they could create the same legacy for her late husband that they did for like Jordan and LeBron. But unfortunately, they can't come to an agreement at this time. So she's not resigning. So as of now, because we don't know what may happen in the future, they may go back and try to rework it. But as of now, it is a done deal. So if you do have a pair of Kobe Bryant, you might want to hold on to them.
Stay right there. Stay right there.
To be worth a lot.
Hold on. Stay right there. Keep talking.
For all my sneakerheads out there who like to resell sneakers and put them on eBay and put them on these sneaker sites, you definitely want to hold on to them. Do not sell. Hold.
Nice. Let me try to see Mike's. Mike, do you still have the original pair that they gave us embroidered with our names on them in Philly?
Yes, I do.
Yes, we got the first Kobe's, and they embroidered our names on them. Yeah.
These are the Haruchis 3K. I got these. I still have those sneakers that you're talking about there at my mom's house. Actually, they're still there. With the that's weird.
But
that is a weird dynamic because I'm shocked that Nike would actually not go above and beyond to keep her aboard. There's something behind this story.
What I heard, Mo, was that she wanted it to be more affordable for people.
Yes.
And they don't.
More
Nike's not.
accessible.
That's what it is.
First of all, that never works. Let me tell you something. Nike's absolutely right. I hate to break it to you.
For kids in the kid size. So, they always have the adult size, but she was saying the limited quantity that they were producing for kid size, it wasn't suitable for her. She wanted all of his fans to be able to access his shoe. She wanted it to be affordable.
She's not being realistic.
They're
she's
just not. They're not.
You change quickly, Mike. Jeez.
No, she's not being realistic, and I'm going to tell you why. Superstar basketball players tried to do the same thing. Marbury tried it. Akeem Olajuwon. No. We do not appreciate anything that is affordable, and that is our culture. If they started selling Jordans for $30, they would go out of business. I promise you. Akeem Olajuwon tried to make an affordable sneaker. He was one of the biggest stars in the NBA.
Yes.
Stephon Marbury tried to do the same thing, and people clowned him. In this culture, if something is inexpensive, we don't respect it. I could sell you something at Dollar Tree, a dollar store. I could sell you something and prove to you that it was better than the high-end product. And I promise you it still wouldn't sell as much.
I remember my mom back in the day she used to have this song like Bobos, they cost $1.99. Bobos. My mom used to sing that song all the time. And I could remember like growing up and wanting I wanted the Nikes, I wanted the Reebok Classics. And my mom was like, I'm not paying that much for them sneakers. It was always, I wanted, a pair of these. Or you see your latest artist or your latest movie star with something and you wanted that Nike sign. Everybody wanted it. But again, to your point, she just wanted something that all of his fans could be able to attain and enjoy.
And it would fail. It would fail miserably. I'm telling y'all.
I don't think it's so much about the money for her more than it is preserving his legacy and having that be an extension or an arm of his legacy.
I understand that, and it's good-hearted, and she's right, but she doesn't understand the marketing. It can't work. Number one, let's be clear. Don't take this as an offense. Kobe sneakers weren't popping. Now, these came out. These came out, and I got these a few years ago, and they weren't popping till 15 years later when everybody was like, yo, you got to get those. They're classics now. They're classics. And I hate to be Dr. Aaron Smith right now. It's the brainwash that we were told the stuff that we had wasn't valuable. The stuff that we couldn't afford what was valuable. And hip hop has been based on what? Getting stuff that the average person can't afford.
You ain't up on these. What Kanye say? You ain't up on these. And that's the culture. That's the culture. And it's not even just a culture that belongs to hip hop. That is the culture in the Black and brown community. Because before hip hop came along, everybody still was the street hustlers who you looked up to and I want that. I want to wear that.
Well, but then this is the brainwash that happens where you can have somebody worth $500 million who will drive a Kia in Hollywood, Curb Your Enthusiasm. Larry David, will drive a small electric car and not give a damn. DJ Envy once told me this. DJ Envy from the Breakfast Club once told me this. He said, if you go to the neighborhoods that I live in with the $1 million homes, he said, the only person with the Bentley in the driveway is me. The other homes, he would say, got Honda Accords,
right,
and regular cars. And it's that thing that we have. Now, don't get it effed up. White people fall for it too. But Our thing is like immense. Like there's no like the first thing we see is a name brand. The first thing we see is wow, you got that. Like if I told you the headphones I had on right now, if they were promoted that these headphones were worth $10,000 a piece, and I had them on, and I gave you the little side view, people like, yo, Mike got the $10,000 headphones on.
They will go Google. They will go Google it and figure out how they can get those $10,000 headphones.
Killing them.
Right.
So now I see where and I think Vanessa, I understand what you're saying is right, because you're like, we don't need this money. We want people to be affordable. Until a rapper, it's so crazy. Until a rapper comes out and is the hottest rapper in the game and is driving a Toyota whatever, a Toyota Camry, and promotes that this is dope. It's dope not to spend a gang of money on these merchandise. But trust me, we're just so hemmed up on it. It's crazy. Wow, that is interesting. Go ahead. What's the next story?
So, talk about staying by your man, Michael Shawn. Deshaun Watson's girlfriend, Jilly, she's clearly trying to show that she's real MVP, because amidst all of these allegations, 22 to be exact, in this civil suit in Massage Gate, she is taken to the gram and just really basically giving everybody the finger, like, this is my man. So what if it may have happened during the couple of years that we've been together? I'm going to stick it out with him. And some are saying she's playing her part very, very well, and that she's biding her time, because if he is, eradicated from these charges and they go away, she might be in the money and in the run-in to be wiped up. And it's sad that, people are looking at it that way, but they're looking at it like she is really just staking her claim so that she can get a piece of the pie once the smoke clears from this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
I'm trying to remember.
What was that last part? I'm sorry.
What was the name?
I'm a ride or die chick. Her name Jilly.
Oh, and you know what? Because I've been trying not to talk about the song.
You trying not to talk about Massage Gate?
Nah, because some of the stuff I'm hearing, like Deshaun,
well, his lawyer did say that there are a few women that he had consensual relations with. So there are some that, some things did pop off, but he's saying that it was all consensual between adults.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I'm going to go allegedly. I'm going to use the word.
Allegedly.
Dude, you were going in these chicks' DMs and going to apartment complexes to get massages, and you're worth $100 and $200 million. Dog.
In the middle of the night. That's that may be his vice.
What are you? I don't give a damn about vices. Then you have to do your vice properly. You're going to apartment complexes that you can get robbed and killed at.
Everybody don't want a Bentley. You said everybody don't want a Bentley. It's the same thing. He said, you know what? I got the money, but I'm good.
So why, if you don't want a Bentley, why are you going to a damn apartment complex and driving up? What are you doing?
Addiction is real. So, we have sexual addictions, we have sexual deviancy. And I'm not saying that this is what he is into, but clearly there's a pattern here that he needs some type of assistance or help with.
Okay. I'm an addict. I appreciate your addiction story, and I get it. You just wanted to blast out in chicks, and you were sitting there going in the middle of the night. Like, come on, dog. Like, come on. Like, gee. And then if if I know what's going on in my dirt, I know what's going on in my dirt. I'm not going to the Houston, Texas and be like, you got to trade me now if I know they know. I'm not demanding stuff. I know now you got me.
Right.
You got dirt on me and you got the stories. So now I can't demand you're going to trade. You get caught up in this ESPN. No, you got to trade me. I need to win this. No, you're going to have to shut up and chill now because they know the dirt. That's like me coming at Jay Black and be like, Jay Black, this and that. And I know he knows everything.
He got the key to the skeleton closet.
If me and Jay could get into a beef, guess what I can't do? I can be as mad at Jay as I want. Guess what I can't do? You know what I got to do? I got to be like, yep. All right, Jay still want to produce. Let's just say I didn't want Jay to produce the show. Like this, say out of nowhere, I was on some old. Nah, I'm gonna get this high profile producer to produce the show. I don't give a damn. Jay, you gotta go. You know what I can't do? That.
Absolutely.
Because if he turns around and goes, really?
I know.
Oh, you want to replace? You want to replace me? Like if I know he knows this, you can't do that, Deshaun. And this is not. And Deshaun Watson, this is not going away.
It is
this
not.
Is not going away. I would be shocked if Deshaun Watson plays football next year anywhere.
It's too heavy. He has 22 current civil suits against him for sexual misconduct. It doesn't say sexual assault, it says sexual misconduct. So even the ones who are claiming that, yes, there was some consensual relations that may have occurred, it still was something unwanted that happened during that time that he met with them.
Let me, real quick to everybody, the most dangerous thing to do other than violent crimes is one-night stands. I'm going to tell all y'all right now, the most dangerous thing to do right now is a one-night stand.
That's a sexual risk management issue.
Because a one-night stand can get changed into anything. Anything.
You don't know her. She don't know you.
You better bring the video. You better have that cell phone taping. You better have that cell phone videoing from the. You better have, like Michael Irvin did when they tried to say Michael Irvin and a Cowboy teammate raped an individual, this woman, and they brought that video into court. That's how dangerous a one-night stand is right now. Especially if you famous. That is a dangerous situation. And it sounds crazy because everybody loves having a story about a one-night stand and this and that. And that, man, that's a dangerous thing to do right now. Okay, Mo, what's the next one?
Well, talking about one-night stands, Michael Shawn. So Chrissy Teigen is starting to speak out on Kanye's and Kim's marriage. And I'm a little confused because she's leading to saying, hey, Kanye, Kim did all she could. She tried really hard. And I'm like, girl, do you be seeing the blogs on your marriage and you know how your marriage is suspect? I don't understand why she's speaking out on it. Because of course, John Legend is good friends with Kanye. He's not speaking on it. She says,
well, they're not friends no more. They're not friends no more. But if I'm Christy, whatever her name is, like he's just, Kanye and Kim, they were just ordinary people.
You know what?
Just gonna let that settle.
I can't. I so can't. I can't, Michael Shawn.
They were just ordinary people. So why would she even speak? Why would you even speak on it? Like, why would you even say anything? Like, people just.
What is the purpose? I mean, they have right now one of the most uncontestable divorces going on. They had a prenup in place. So it's not like one is trying to get money from the other. They both filed the same petition in court in terms of custody, the joint custody of the kids. It seems to be going pretty well. So I don't know why she's trying to rock the boat. But this is definitely, off cancer.
Yeah, enough, Chrissy Teigen, enough. You should just thank God that you're famous and that you married John Legend. You should be. Yeah, sorry. I was wondering. I was about to replace you. I'm thinking about you. I was going to replace you, and I forgot I can't.
Yeah, replace me. And on that note, I gotta go.
Well, if you're looking for a job. If you're looking for a job, that's okay.
All right, so listen.
Can help Jay Black with a job because H&M is launching a whole rent a suit for free for up to 24 hours. They just launched this campaign. So Jay Black, if you need to go to a job interview because Michael Shawn just fired you.
Yeah, just make sure H&M. I love, I shout to you. I love your clothes. You got to be careful with H&M, but you got to be very careful with the t-shirts. Just you do. You don't want to overly wear those. Like for my experience, H&M t-shirts. You got to make sure that you that I'm gonna wear them 4 times. That washing machine hit, boy. Everything
over. It's over.
Maybe it was just mine.
Stretched out.
H&M, maybe it was just mine. And shout out to my t-shirt right here from Old School Cat. But maybe it was just mine. All right. We got to wrap it up, Mo. You good?
Yes, I'm good. I'm good.
All right. Wow, this has been something. Let me thank Shawnee Scott from Media Room 360 for holding us down with all the videos and the graphics. And you see behind me on the television, if you want to watch the show, go to your Roku, go to your Apple TV, Amazon Fire. You can go to Facebook, YouTube, but on the TV and your smart TV, you can watch the entire show. Media Room 360. All those listening on freeagentradio.com, thank y'all so much. I hope you enjoyed the show today. I know we didn't get to be as silly and as funny and everything that we normally do, but in the case of what we're going through, I want to thank Dr. Aaron Smith. I want to thank our police officer. I don't know if I'm allowed to say his name. So our police officer for actually standing and giving his view and his viewpoints. Got love for you, dog. And we end like this. Love me for who I am, not who you want me to be, because I can never be that. And understand there's only one thing in life that is guaranteed. It will end. So make sure you never let anybody steal your happiness. It belongs to you. Fight for it. It's Michael Shawn. It's Sexy Mo. It's Jay Black. It's DJ Cam. It's Shawnee Scott and the entire Media Room 360 family. We'll see y'all tomorrow morning. Yeah, y'all.
Michael Shawn and the TakeOver Legends, where nothing's off limits. Free Agent Radio.